We're live in 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome to episode 15 of the Weekly Take podcast. I am here today with this very special guest. Nate Becker is on the show. Say what up to the guy, Nate. What's going on, Nate?
I'm doing real.
You're doing real? You're doing real.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Yeah.
I just want to say it's episode 15. 15, you know, it's not a prime number. I wish I could have been on episode 1, but whatever.
You're here now. Episode 15's even better, my guy. Where can people find you before we start this out?
At my house. Don't follow me on social media. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, you heard him here, and let's just jump right into the first segment, guys. Indianapolis at Kansas City. Indianapolis came into Kansas City and got stomped on. What was the first thing that came to mind with you on this game? You know, Mahomes is playing at a super elite level. Andrew Luck's playing at a great level, but Andrew couldn't get things going. What did you take away from this game? Most importantly, like, what was the biggest thing that you took away from this game?
That interior pressure matters. When you're looking at how defenses are going to have to change and fix this elite passing game, Andy Reid was already talking about it. He knows more than anybody. I'm not saying it's going to be thrown out, but edge rushers will not be as important as these run stopping and pass defense D tackles. Once you have interior pressure, you're going to have to force the pass out, and you get ugly picks, you get tips, which was what was happening against Andrew. Andrew, I when I was watching the game, I think I saw 4 tipped passes.
It was insane. It was every time he would get out of the pocket, or even when he was in the pocket, there would be some random hand.
That really intense middle pressure by Chris Jones, D Ford, who are I've been saying this, elite D linemen.
There's a lot of good interior linemen because you got Ndamukong Suh and Aaron Donald, but Aaron Donald's arguably the right end for LA. But what other interior linemen are doing as good of a job as the Kansas City Chiefs right now? You know,
you can talk about the Seahawks. What's the guy's name on
who?
Michael Pierce.
Michael Pierce
on
the Ravens. Yeah. He's doing a very good job. Brandon Williams. They do a very good job in the interior line, actually. You look at that team in Kansas City, and they obviously they've been known to have always kind of a good defense, but this year they've been known for their offense. And what I was really looking at was how Indianapolis, their offensive line played fantastic against J.J. Watt, Merciless, and Jadeveon Clowney.
Right.
But then come this good interior lineman rather than that defensive line. Because, Watt.
Starts to falter.
Yeah, it's a totally different story. As a football fan, a lot of people say, oh, they're all the same. Most people will be like, oh, interior linemen, edge rushers, they're pretty different. They're a huge difference. I just kind of mixed up my words there, but people were kind of really sleeping on this Kansas City defensive line, if you ask me. I thought Indianapolis was going to do a great job offensive line-wise because Quentin Nelson was fucking pancaking Jadeveon Clowney last week.
Yeah. And the change of the O-line for the Colts has been crazy. To go from a 1-5 team to a one until today or until...
They shouldn't have even been there. They won, 8 straight?
They won 10 straight.
10
including the
games
playoffs.
Straight.
Or no, they didn't. No. It wasn't 10 straight. They went 10-2 the last 12 games of their season.
Yeah.
And that's through protection of Andrew Luck, and that's where they faltered because you have that interior pressure. You've got Kendall Fuller at CB, not a crazy strong cornerback, but he still had enough to put on TY. TY only had 4 receptions for 60 yards, but it was really, and that's why I think one of the biggest needs for the Colts right now is just a wide receiver too.
Yes.
Dontrell Inman is a good receiver. He's competent. He came from the Canadian Football League. He's fine. He had 4 receptions for 55 yards. But you need to have someone that's going to, scare the defenses into putting some men on him. And then you start getting situations like Juju and AB,
Julio, Calvin Ridley,
Yeah.
and then Mohamed Sanu the year before that. You get that true number 2. It always, even if you have a true number 2 wide receiver, because, you look at in Kansas City's, they got Tyreek Hill as their 1, and then they got Kelsey as arguably their 2.
Basically.
Receiving number 2. And that to put it into the perspective of the Chiefs, their offense played great.
It was electric.
It was as much as as much as of all the haterade I've been drinking on the Chiefs, I could appreciate when an offense does great, and Pat Mahomes is playing at a fantastic level. And it's just, I don't know what to say. It's a great system with a great quarterback and
great coach.
And you put those things together with home field advantage, it's basically your percentage to win the game is almost 80%.
It's high,
especially with a bye.
And people came into all this thinking that, and it's obviously evident that the Chiefs have choked away playoff games all the time. They did it 3 years ago against the Colts.
Yeah.
A
24-3.
24-3 lead, and they choked that away. But I do think they came into the playoffs, people underestimating how dangerous that D-line is, how dangerous D Ford is, how dangerous Chris Jones is. And they had only 3 sacks on Andrew Luck, but like I said, it was all about those tips.
Yes.
I don't know if
those add up.
I don't know if he didn't throw any interceptions. You totally could have picked any of those tips off.
Yes.
But the fact that they didn't, that's fine too.
That kind of stuff is psychological too. When you get your shit swatted from a defensive lineman, you're like, "Fuck, man!" And then your Russian plays. It's say you run the ball first play, you get 2 yards. Then you get your ball swatted on second down. It's all of a sudden it's 3rd and 8, and you got to make a big throw. And it's hard for.
It's the killer of every offense except the Rams.
Yes, basically. The Rams
Rams can do a run pass and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Seahawks do a run pass. You saw what happened.
Yes, and even Dallas was doing it at a point. They could run, but now they're even kind of like they're sitting at home too.
And that's partially due to the interior pressure. So Marlon Mack, 9 carries, 46 yards. He had a long of 20. Nyheim Hines, three rushes, 24 yards. Andrew
they shut down the run.
17. They shut down the run, which has been hard to do against Marlon Mack. He had a career high. I think he had 148 yards when they played the Texans. And like you said, we watched them do that to the Texans, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
Then this should be easy. This should be a piece of cake.
They worked the Texans.
And
the Texans were home.
Yeah. And that was because they were able to, we all hate to say it, but establish the run game. And then that opens the pass. That opens the pass to the dangerous tight end combo of Eric Ebron and Mo Alley Cox.
Here's the thing about Indianapolis. I'm really excited to see where they go next year.
I'm so excited.
The division's up for grabs. Jacksonville could very well come back into the picture.
But that's who knows, man?
Who knows?
Who knows?
The Texans are going to be good with DeAndre Hopkins in that system with Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller, Demaryius Thomas when he's healthy, Lamar Miller.
Right. You get another full Deonta Foreman.
Yes, it's that team. They're a couple draft picks away from being super good too, and they were in the playoffs as the 4th seed, right. So they're not. No, they were the 3rd seed because Baltimore was the 4th seed. So you look at that, and I'm just super surprised at how Kansas City ended up winning this game, 31-13. To move into the next game, actually, let's talk about Dallas in L.A. This was another game that I was really thinking that the run game of Dallas would kind of, humble LA a little bit, but that did not happen. What did you take away from the Dallas game this week?
Before the game started, I know that offense runs through Zeke and Amari.
Yeah.
And so I was like, if they can take away Zeke, then that totally changes the whole game plan. That team's been a power run. You shove it down their throats. But I'm not sure if they had Zach Martin or not.
Yeah.
They already lost Travis Frederick to the autoimmune disease, which is horrible. I predicted Zeke was going to do like 60 yards and have like two rushing touchdowns. They get close to the one and rush it in.
Almost there.
But 40 yards and one touchdown. 40 yards on 20 carries. That's not that's averaging a lot.
2.3. That's 2.3 a carry about.
Yeah. And Zeke was the only one pounding it down. They didn't do any Rod Smith. They didn't do trick plays. It's like Tyreek had a rush for 30 yards. They did one with him.
Yep.
LA
definitely. Oh, sorry to interrupt
No.
you. LA definitely said we're going to take Zeke out of the equation, and we're going to make Dak beat us through the air. And Dak and Gallup and Amari had pretty big games. They weren't quiet, but it just
They had Michael Gallup was 6 receptions, 119 yards.
Yeah.
He had a 44-yard bomb.
yeah.
Mari Cooper was 6 for 65.
Had a touchdown. Yeah, like you look at that and that's like, damn, they didn't do too bad.
Right, and that's quality. And it wasn't a total. This wasn't a Colts Chiefs.
Yeah.
This was a close game.
Yes, and you look at it too, and how I saw it was Dallas could have beat a majority of any other teams
I think so.
with this stat line. Obviously, if Zeke could have had some more yardage, obviously. But, I looked at this. I'm like, Dallas probably would have beat a lot of teams that were, in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
For sure. But, you're playing the Rams. It's about, right now in the playoffs, it's about who can make the least amount of mistakes. And obviously, LA, has room to make mistakes with Gurley. And CJ Anderson.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
He amazed me. He looks like CJ Cheeseburger Anderson to me this year.
Maybe he's been thick the whole time and we haven't even known.
I guess
because I never.
I guess
I see him now and I'm like, wow.
He gained 15 pounds.
Okay,
but that doesn't look like 15 pounds to me.
No.
I mean, he looks, pretty big, but man, he was putting in work. He had 23 carries for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gurley also had 113 and a touchdown,
off 16 carries. And
yeah,
he looked hobbled, but it does not matter.
He's still Todd Gurley, and it's just. That running game in LA behind Whitworth and those linemen, they are doing fantastic in LA with that.
And I think that's going to be if somehow you can shut down that run, then we saw it at the Bears game.
Yes.
They shut down Gurley. They put that interior pressure on Goff, and Goff totally choked.
Yeah.
As long as it's up to Goff, if you're making Goff make a decision, it's not going to be good.
Man,
because that offense runs through
Gurley.
McVay.
Yeah.
McVay controls that all, and as soon as you make it a decision for Goff instead of McVay, his play calling is incredible.
I was super surprised that Jared Goff ran for that first down to clinch the game against Dallas
on Sean Lee.
It was on Sean Lee, and then Jason Garrett, Coach Clapp,
yes.
Also took out Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch.
Wrong move.
Very wrong move.
Wrong move.
Van Der Esch and Jalen Smith are arguably one of the big reasons why you're there in this game.
It's going to be very scary in the next coming years.
Yeah, and you're like, I want to put Sean Lee in, an injured, hobbled Sean Lee on the biggest down of the playoffs.
Like, put him as a pass rusher or something, and still have Van Der Esch in there.
Yeah, I'm running 4 backers.
Best, coverage linebackers right now. He's playing incredible.
I just, I was really upset to see that, Van Der Esch was not on the field on that. It's just when you take Zeke out of the game for Dallas, they're vulnerable, and that's exactly what LA did.
I think it was over the second they failed that.
Yep.
4th and 1.
Yep.
When
momentum.
When Zeke missed that left gap, I mean, I was surprised more than anything because how much I hate how Zeke falls forward 6 yards.
He'll fall forward 6 yards with every time.
Every time. And he didn't.
No.
And that's where I was like, wow, maybe it's not in the cards. Because you can air it out and you can have some really good wide receivers, but if you don't establish that run game.
Even a yard. You're in the NFL and you can't get 1 yard.
Going back to the Colts,
it shows how good that defense is.
Damian Williams was 25 for 129 and a touchdown.
The running game set up that offense.
You can't just run through one.
No. Nope.
The Seahawks ran through one. 66% of our plays were for 2.2 yards, and we failed. You have to divvy it up equally, or maybe favor just a little bit. But they shut them down so badly, and I think that's they're going to have to invest in O-line again.
Yeah,
there's no word on what's going to happen with Travis Frederick. If he comes back or not, they really missed him this game.
They hardcore missed that Dallas line they had 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
When they played Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But they still ended up losing that. But I look at the Rams right now, and I just think they're doing everything perfectly. Jared Goff could obviously be a little bit better, but other than that, they basically have the tangibles to win the Super Bowl.
You have the dynamic duo of CJ Anderson and Todd Gurley, and if you can stop one, then
Yeah. Then they'll put in a new set, and they'll say, all right, you got to beat us with this set.
Right.
With C.J. Anderson.
And they're running different sets when they're, it's not just they're running the same sets. C.J.
Yep.
Anderson has a more, run through the middle while Gurley gets more of the jet sweep
which
plays,
is super cool.
It's incredible. And that's the reason why this 33-year-old coach is here. You
Yep.
know, he's done so incredible, and I'm so pissed that we're going to have to deal with him for a very long time.
Yeah, he's not going to, retire. He's not getting any – I mean, he's getting older, but he's not getting any younger. But, that the L.A. team's going to be good for a while until all this money comes – until they have to pay Gurley, Goff.
They're going to have to pay Goff in the next 2 years. They've paid Gurley.
Oh, yeah, they did just pay – no, they have not paid Gurley.
He's still he had the +1. If they want to pay Woods, they want to pay Cup. If they want to pay, these other
they already paid Aaron
Donald, which is eating up a lot.
Yep.
These rookie contracts expire, and that's when you start hurting. That's when the Seahawks really started to hurt. When we had to re-sign Richard, when we had to re-sign Cam, Earl, all these people, it eats away at this cap room. If the Rams can't win it this year
or next year,
if they can't win it this year, they've got like 2 years until it all
just falls apart.
But
who knows?
That's all up to the coach. If it doesn't fall apart, that's all Sean.
If he could keep all those pieces, they're gonna win.
Or if he can just plug in different pieces. If it's a system, and he's just that incredible. If he's the new Belichick,
Damn, that would be insane. I mean, not good for Seattle's case.
It would suck. I'll say that. It would really suck.
So to wrap this game up, the Rams end up winning by 8 points in Los Angeles in a home stadium. How many is that seat actually?
So many. There's so
it's
much.
USC Stadium, right?
There's so much floor seating for that place that it's. I don't know.
They're loud now. They weren't loud in the beginning of the year.
They weren't loud for the last couple of years.
Yeah, now they're really loud. So, that stadium is actually pretty cool that they have it for now. But that new stadium they're gonna build, when 2026 is gonna host the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fantastic. It looks fucking cool. It's insane.
It's cool.
But
I don't know how you're going to. The Los Angeles Chargers, they've.
Wait, is it going to be the Chargers and their stadium? They're going to share it.
Like MetLife between Jets and Giants. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you think they're going to fill it up when the Chargers come to town?
They could have just stayed in just San Diego.
They should have stayed in San Diego, but you have to blame that on the city council and not approving the levy to kind of do some renovations on the stadium. It's on the people. It's like the Sonics situation.
Save our Sonics.
Yes, it's very reminiscent.
So the Rams win this one by 8 points in L.A. Moving on to the next AFC matchup.
Just want to jump in. 90,000 people.
90,000 people.
Yeah.
That's
Screaming
more
fans.
than Kansas City.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of people.
I feel like Seattle does 76.
Wait, the Chargers is the one that seats
Chargers
less.
seats
40.
No. Are you talking about the StubHub Arena?
Yeah.
The StubHub Arena.
The LA Galaxy Stadium.
That's like 15,000.
No.
Yeah, I'll do.
You're basically playing at a high school stadium at that point. There's teams in the South that have
the capacity of the StubHub Arena.
Oh my God.
Is 27,000 at capacity. You think they're filling it up? You're wrong.
Hell no. Dude, that's like an unfair advantage.
Well, it is basically a home. It's never a home game.
No, they're playing 16 away games a year.
Yeah, it's bad. But
they're about to have the coolest stadium.
This Chargers team is getting better.
Yeah,
they're going to have, as time goes on, there will be more and more fans.
Do you think their tickets are more expensive?
No,
probably just as cheap. Oh yeah, they have to keep them cheap to get people in.
Yeah.
That sucks.
If they can't even fill the arena.
I thought it was at least 25.
No. It's bad. It's real bad.
That is bad. Wait, you said 40, didn't you?
No, it's 20. It's 27.
Oh, my God.
Which is a third, basically, a little less than a fourth of the Rose Bowl.
So. Jesus. So, yeah, that stadium that the Rams play in is way different than that.
Yes.
So moving into the AFC matchup of the Sunday game, we had the Chargers visiting New England, and New England won this game 41-28. Is Tom Brady aging? Is Bill Belichick going to continue to do this to the AFC? What's going on? What happened to the Chargers?
I think
this game?
You can just sum that whole game up to just outcoached. Outcoached.
I think
Anthony Lynn has a bright future.
Yes,
he is a good coach. I would have put him up for Coach of the Year. I don't know if he would win it, but he would be in finalists.
I think I think the Chargers walked in with their head down.
I think
a lot
it's hard
of
to walk
teams-
into Gillette Stadium.
A lot of teams walk into that stadium going, well, it was a good run.
That's how the Seahawks. One of my favorite games of this past
Era?
10 years. This Seahawks era that we're in.
Yeah.
Is in Gillette Stadium. It was a close game until the end.
Yes.
Wait,
did the Patriots end up winning that game?
No, we did.
Yeah.
We had a goal line stand. The last throw was up to Gronk. Cam covered him, and they were able to beat it.
That was, and he laid him out that game too.
Brady fumbled on the goal line trying to do a QB sneak and bumped it back to the 3.
Trying to be cute.
Trying to do what Tom Brady does, and we were able to beat him. And I only think that's because they walked in with so much charisma,
yes,
with so much power.
Yes.
You had Richard Sherman, you had Earl, these guys who have, these huge characters. They believe that they can win, and I think it was a little scary for all those guys and with the Chargers.
Oh yeah, I even look at that in Baltimore's perspective too. Baltimore is one of those teams that could go in there and win. Denver being one of those teams as well, but the Chargers did not go in there. Melvin, both Melvins of the Chargers, Melvin Gordon and Melvin Ingram, did not show up to this game.
Melvin Gordon
is injured somewhat. Melvin Gordon
9 rushes, 15 yards.
He laid an egg.
I mean, wow.
Unless he got hurt, and I'm not really looking into it.
Yeah, but
he had a touchdown too.
But then you go to Justin Jackson, who had a great game when Melvin was out.
Yes.
1 carry for 4 yards. Why did you only rush the ball 10 times?
I
know it wasn't working, but if you want to take that out of the equation, Melvin's long was for 8. So if you take that one play, it's 8 for 7.
That's bad. As Melvin Gordon, you can't put those numbers up.
Right.
C.J. Anderson had more yards than him.
But also, as a coach, you have to adjust.
Yes.
And I don't think Anthony was able to make the adjustments.
I think he was just like, all right, we're going to go in there with this idea, and we're going to hope it works.
And we're not changing it. And I think that's what happened with Pete as well.
And Belichick was like, all right, well, they're going to do this, and if they do this, and if they do that, we'll fix it on the field at this time.
Like always.
And he did a fantastic job. Tom Brady threw for 343 yards and a touchdown. He's 34 for 44. Sony Michel is lifting some weight off Tom Brady's shoulders, dude.
And that's what's so scary about this team. It's primarily been a pretty, unless they get to the goal line, with LeGarrette Blount, it was like they're just going to pass the ball.
Yeah.
They've got their scrappy guys that can catch the ball and play those plays.
Even Devlin can punch it in.
But now you've got Sony Michel. And this whole season, they've been running the ball more.
Yeah.
It seems like a total change. And that's
less
why
of an air
Belichick
raid.
is always going to be the best, because he can make these adjustments. Sony Michel putting up 129 yards on 24 carries for 3 touchdowns, a long of 40. This kid's good.
He is very good.
Makes me a little butthurt, but that's only because.
Let me just bring up the fact I dropped him in fantasy. No, I drafted him in fantasy
dropped
him. Thomas took him and then didn't do too well for that guy either. New England is just, I said this last week. I said New England is not they're not unbeatable this year at home, but after that game they did look like they were old New England.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
I felt confident that the Patriots weren't going to make it to the championship game.
Again.
I was like, they're finally going to get stopped.
Yep.
This is going to
be the Chargers.
We were excited for this playoff season, and it's turned out to be just like all the others, mostly blowouts.
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you the 1 and 2 seeds are going to go against each other.
Wow, who would have thunk?
Who would have thought? I fucking hate that. I love it when there's a 6 seed in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But
when there's a 7 and 9 team running up on the former Super Bowl champions.
Yeah. And then I look at it too, and I'm just like, wow, but then there's such a gap between Kansas City and the Colts. The 1 seed versus the 6, there is a huge gap.
But people believe that the Colts could have done something.
I thought they could have done something.
I did too.
I really thought they could win. But the Eagles went and beat Chicago.
That's right.
That was cool. That was pretty
incredible.
Cool. They very well took a good defense out of the NFC.
Yeah.
So New England ends up winning this game 41-28, and I just don't really see Phillip Rivers beating New England before he retires. He's 0-8
I don't think
versus.
it's gonna happen.
I just don't think he's gonna beat him.
Unless they pull each other somehow and Brady gets hurt, or
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen. It's not in the cards, and that sucks because out of those 3 2004 quarterbacks, between Ben,
Yeah.
Eli, and him, I would love to say that Phillips had some of the best talent, or
Yeah.
he is the most talented.
Yeah.
But it comes down to better coaching.
Yes. He had not Doc Rivers, NBA. He had Norv Turner for a while, and Norv Turner was kind of like, we're gonna get rid of LT.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks.
Okay. And that's what I think it comes down to. It comes down to talent around you, and you can pull the same things when you look at wide receivers.
Yes.
Julio's obviously the most physically gifted.
Yep.
But does he
run their best routes?
But does he use that gift? He pulls those consistent yards and he'll get his touchdowns. But look at DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins is I think he's the best receiver in the game.
But when you go physically gifted, yeah, give it to Julio because it's true. But it's not all
about that.
All physical talent. It's about the mind and your coaches around you as well.
Yeah, and the thing is about the Chargers. I know we kind of brought this up, but the thing. They went into this going, as an NFL team in the playoffs, you got to go, all right, I'm going to use this.
Yeah.
We're playing the Patriots. We're going to take the run away from Sony Michel. We're going to make Brady throw it. But, they're probably saying, we're going to take the passing game away. We're going to make Sony Michel run 3 touchdowns on us. And if that happens, we'll take it.
Yeah.
And, the Chargers didn't even take either of them away. They didn't even look like they tried to, and that's what.
And that's why you just chalk it up to just getting out coached.
Yeah. It's just
but Anthony Lynn's a young coach, and obviously this is going to be a huge learning tool for him.
Yeah.
He's going to take this, move on to next year. This has been a great season for Mike Williams. We get to build on that.
Yeah, Mike Williams. I like Mike Williams, man. He's good.
And we didn't see him that rookie year. We were like, what a waste of a pick, but this has been a coming out year for him, and I think you get to build more on that.
It's like when you're at the store and your mom says you could pick one toy. You have to pick one. You're gonna stop, and they couldn't do it. So
I can't pick 2.
Yeah, I can't stop the run and the pass.
No, sorry, honey.
Yeah, you have to pick one. It's the playoffs. You can't stop 2. When you're playing Tampa Bay,
unless you have some sort of
God team,
God tier elite defense,
Chicago, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, in their primes.
Looking through the history book, you got the Buccaneers elite defense, you got Seahawks elite D,
yes.
You got these crazy defenses that were able to shut down both.
Yes, because Seattle was playing Denver and they were the number 1 rated offense that year.
It was number 1 rated offense versus number 1
that was
rated
super cool.
Defense.
And you picked the defense, and the announcers were
apparently not. Apparently not.
Demaryius Thomas has the tangibles of a god.
Listen, we see this team, this pedestrian receiver and Doug Baldwin.
God,
that defense wins championships.
Haters, bro.
It's the dad thing to say, but dads are right.
Yeah.
All the time. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they don't come back. Whatever. Let's move on.
New England beats the LA Chargers at home and moves on to the AFC Championship. They will next week face the Chiefs at home. New England is really missing that Miami. If they wouldn't have lost
the miracle in Miami saved them.
Yeah, they saved the Chiefs.
Save the Chiefs.
Because the Chiefs could be going to the Foxborough AFC Championship.
Which is rough.
And Boston fans are so freaking spoiled. They get to go to an AFC Championship every year.
They did. Was that previous Patriots Kansas City game in New England?
Yeah, it was.
And we saw hell of a game.
Yes.
But
the Chiefs lost,
New England came out on top. So now we get to see what it's like on the other foot.
Yeah.
We get to see even louder fans. We get to see even more excited fans. Whatever the weather report's looking like, we haven't really seen what Pat can look like in heavy snow. We've
AFC Championship.
We've seen what Tom can do in the snow. They don't have Adam Vinatieri though, so
they cleared the field off pretty well last week.
They did.
It wasn't even like they're playing in the snow.
In the
well, the turf was bad.
Yeah.
Or the field.
The field was bad.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was a ton of snow, but they were able to clear it off. So if it becomes anything worse, then it'll have to just start blizzarding. Basically.
Yeah.
You get Colts Bills 2 years ago or whatever. That game was insane, and that turns into the running game. And then who's gonna win that? Probably the Patriots.
Dude,
right?
I just fucking love this show, man. Talking football is what gets me up in the morning. You know, looking into the next NFC game, we have Philly at New Orleans. We had Philly at New Orleans. I was like, wait, Philly's not in it
Thought you had
anymore.
a stroke.
Yeah. Philly at New Orleans, I totally had like a little mix-up there. I was like, wait, I totally typoed that. But I forgot we're doing the overview, and then we're doing the picks.
Right.
Philly came up short by 6 points. Nick Foles showed some true colors. Are these his true colors, though?
Okay.
Are these his true colors?
I don't think so. I think you can. People like to blame Alshon for that last pick.
It shouldn't have been up to him.
It's not up to. It should never. You should never chalk your game down to one play.
Nope. Or a ref or a call.
Or a ref or a call. It's not how that works.
Nope.
You didn't. It's not how you win a game.
Nope.
You want to blame a kicker for a missed field goal.
You shouldn't have put him in that situation.
People like to blame Cody Parkey. Cody Parkey scored most of the points that game.
Yes.
Blair Walsh with the Vikings against the Seahawks.
Billy Cundiff and the Ravens. 2011.
Dom's crying. Dom has a tear in his eye. He's trying to hide it, but he's just crying. It's okay. It's never down to one play. You know, you have to look at more than that. They did, Nick threw that. It was a beautiful ball. That ball to it was either Nelson or Alshon, but Marshawn Lattimore came through and picked it
The
right
first
through
one?
his hands.
The
The
first-
first interception.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a beautiful ball.
I got a hot take on that.
What's the hot take?
Nick Foles made a beautiful throw,
Absolutely.
and Zach Ertz watched the ball get picked off. It was
Zach Ertz.
It was
So
an
big
amazing
body
pick
man.
by. It was an amazing pick by Lattimore.
Absolutely.
But
He didn't get over him. Try to moss him, man.
Zach Ertz is 6'5". Lattimore is 6 foot.
Yeah.
You have to make that catch. Nick Foles said he's processing all these
Or-
people that are open. Zach Ertz is 5 inches bigger than him, and he can outmuscle Lattimore. I'm going to throw it up to him, and Ertz watched the ball.
Or how about Zach play a little bit of defense and
Yes,
bat the ball?
yes.
If you know you can't catch it, bat the ball.
I was cheering for the Eagles hardcore. I just
Absolutely.
I wanted these guys to win, and it's just
Absolutely.
when I'm watching a guy who looked like he didn't even want to put some passion into the ball, it just frustrated me.
It's hard.
Great play on defense, though.
It was an incredible play. He's absolutely the best backup quarterback in the NFL.
no doubt in my mind.
And he will get a contract somewhere.
What if he goes to the Jags?
He could go to the Jags.
That'd be cool.
There's a huge free agency, basically.
Yes.
You're dealing with, what happens with Blake Bortles, what happens with Teddy Bridgewater. Where does
Flacco go?
Where does Flacco go? Flacco, we're talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
Another day could be traded to Denver
Yes.
to be reunited with Gary Kubiak.
That'd be great for him.
I think it would be great. Hard to see him in those colors.
I don't know. Someone's got to make a Photoshop so I can see that.
I'm sure somebody already has.
Yeah.
But it's going to be insane to see where these backup guys go, because this is not a quarterback draft we're dealing with.
No,
This is not what we're.
it's not what last year was.
It's
last
not
year
what last year was.
Last year had 5, and they
Absolutely,
all
yeah.
started. And
At some point, yeah.
Lamar went to the playoffs.
Yeah.
What's the other rookie?
youngest QB to start in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's
Didn't mean
insane.
he win, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm a little butthurt after that one. I think we could have done a little bit better against
But
New England.
Nick Foles is 29 years old. Comparison-wise, Andrew Luck's 29.
Damn,
29
I thought he was like 33.
He's 29 or 30. Russell just turned 30. He's got time. If he plays his cards right, he can play the game for a lot longer.
I really hope he does.
I hope he does too, because I think he's a good quarterback, and we've seen that in the beginning of the season. Sure, he does struggle, but
Yeah.
that's all up to coaching and all that stuff. So, if you can shop that guy for any pick below a third,
2 1s and 2 2s.
The Colts, Jacoby Brissett,
That's what I would want.
people wanted him too because he's a starting caliber quarterback, and
Did great.
He might go somewhere too, but it seems like once those trades start and free agency begins, we're going to see a lot of quarterbacks be changing teams.
It's going to be wild. I think this free agency is going to be a lot of fun.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
So, this is it's kind of a weird hot take question in a way. Obviously they weren't happy they lost.
No.
But do you think the Philadelphia Eagles kind of had a little relief when Nick Foles kind of didn't do too great? You think they're like, okay, Carson, because Nick Foles wins this game. What do you do?
Nick Foles wins this game. They somehow make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They somehow win.
Yeah. What do you do?
if I was in Carson Wentz's position, I'd honestly probably be like,
Yeah.
not like in a bitch way, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be here. I can't live up to that.
Yeah.
You know, it hurts you mentally, and you know, we all know mental game is one of the most important features. So, you know, they'd have to pay Nick an incredible amount of money, shop off Carson Wentz if they really thought about. But you have no idea.
What could
they
you
could
get?
do it the other way. They could shop Nick for a first rounder and some change, and hopefully he either falters so they know they made a good trade, or what if he goes to the Super Bowl again and is playing at such a high caliber?
He's doing what they asked.
He's coming up to January Joe status. You know?
Yes, he is. I think he might have surpassed Joe.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. He does play really well once he gets to a clutch situation.
Yeah.
Though. You know, I feel like obviously you get really upset that Alshon missed that catch right through the hands.
Yeah.
The report just came out today that he was playing with a broken or cracked ribs.
Yeah.
That just came out. So, you know, I think it's really hard for him. He had a very professional interview after the game.
Poor guy, dude. He shouldn't have put it all on himself, but I get it. I do get it.
And it's not on him.
No.
I don't think. He's obviously trying to put that on
big
himself.
Big play.
And
he makes those catches.
Absolutely. Too. You know, like I feel like 7 out of 10 times he's going to make a great catch.
Yes.
And he made those great catches last year.
Yeah.
But it's not on him.
No, you know who it is on? You know, I know the secondary is banged up. But, dude, Michael Thomas ran the same 12-yard in route, the middle of the field.
They couldn't cover the middle
12 times, dude.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas had, let me see here if I look at the things right, 12 receptions for 171 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
He fucking was eating up the middle of the field. I totally understand that they're a banged-up defense. But, hey, if you can at least, like, say, hey, dude, can someone help me out with Michael Thomas, please?
What middle linebacker is going to cover the middle of the field with me so I can get this job done?
Yeah, that's a huge. Alshon Jeffrey shouldn't put it all up, and I understand. Like I just said, it's a banged up secondary. Michael Thomas is arguably a top 5 receiver in the league,
and it's hard with that team.
Yeah,
Drew Brees spread the ball out to 8 different people.
Yes.
You gotta cover the middle of the field, and I know it's hard when you're dealing with all these guys.
Well, you got to look at Kamara. That's what they're looked at. The linebackers
and they're
are
worried about the sides. You know, they're worried about a pitch to Kamara because he's, once he gets running, he's almost gone.
And then Ingram up the middle for a draw too.
Right, and that's what's dangerous with them. Alvin had 16 carries for 71 yards, and then he had 4 receptions for 35. He's a dual threat running back.
Yeah,
and it's so hard to stop. He had that touchdown that was called back. Taysom Hill threw that dot, but you had the I think it was a false start.
No, it was holding.
It was holding. Holding, right.
It was on Nada. It was holding on Nada. I remember.
No, it would be because it was called back. So it was New Orleans who did it.
New Orleans. Wait. Yeah, New Orleans was holding Nada.
Oh, it was holding Nada. I thought you said Nada committed a holding.
Oh, no, yeah. He held Nada.
That's right. He got thrown around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you can stop him next week.
You don't think the Saints could be stopped next week?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I think Ndamukong. Well, we're actually about to. This leads right into our next segment.
Right.
So, let's actually jump into that right now because it's about to get NFC champion. Okay, here's my take on AFC and NFC championships. They're the best games of the year.
I think so.
This is the best week of football,
Sometimes
arguably.
It's better than the Super Bowl.
That NFC. My favorite game in the past 10 years has been the San Francisco 49ers against the Seattle Seahawks.
Great games.
That is still my favorite game this day.
Green
that
Bay,
I've
Seattle.
watched. That was an amazing game.
Yeah.
I even look at
first half.
I even look at some of the AFC championship. I'm a little biased because I had the Ravens, but those Ravens Patriot games were crazy.
Miracle Mile High wasn't.
That was in Denver.
But that wasn't a championship game, was it?
No, that was divisional round because we went into Denver that year.
Every once in a while, you get a really good divisional round game.
Yeah.
Like Miracle Mile High.
Not this year.
No.
For damn sure.
No.
Playoffs this year were all right.
No.
Philly beating Chicago was the highlight, and then everything else was just pretty bad.
Imagine getting a Miracle in Miami play in the wild card.
Oh,
yes,
that would have
please.
been so cool against New England too.
Yeah,
that would have made my year. So yeah, that's my take on just AFC and NFC championship. These are the greatest games, and this is my favorite week of football because you got 4 teams left instead of 2.
Yep.
You know, the Pro Bowl still hasn't happened.
Yep.
Here's the thing about the Pro Bowl. I told you guys this. I'd rather go watch a high school team practice than watch the Pro Bowl game. Not the drills.
Right,
the drills are cool.
Right, which is what I had to stop you on because I think the drills are fun and,
they are cool.
and the players have a good time. I say, the players like they used to like the Pro Bowl
When it was in Hawaii.
When you got to take your family to Hawaii, have a great time, great weather. Last year, it was pouring in in Orlando. Who liked that? Nobody.
No.
It was raining and pouring. The old man was snoring.
Yeah, they were.
That was me. I was the old man.
So the drills were last year, or they the last 2 years?
Drills have been the last 2 years when they moved to Orlando.
The first one in Hawaii was pretty cool, like the cool drills, and the Florida one.
Yeah.
Or no, the Florida one with the drills was super cool.
They introduced that
it is
back.
Cool. So, do you think it should be NFC, AFC,
or do you
like the picks?
Like all-star picks.
I like
AFC and NFC.
Me too. I am just
because you. It becomes like favoritism.
Yeah.
It all depends on a couple picks, and they do what was that one year? It was like Team Rice and Team Michael Irvin.
Yeah,
and
then Lewis and Jerry Rice did the next year, I think, too.
Yeah, and so I think keep them still divided, man. It's like
it's cool. It's like it's tradition. It's kind of cool. Even in the NBA, they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Last year they did the East and West though.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Which was nice. It was a good return, and they tried pretty hard.
Yeah,
it was a good game. They do not try hard, and that's what NBA, I hate the most.
The NBA, they go hard.
They go hard because they want to yam on each other.
It's super cool.
It's super cool.
So we totally skipped over what is to come. We got the NFC Championship coming up. The Rams are going into the Saints. Big game. We all know what happened earlier in the season.
Absolutely.
And the Saints ended up beating them.
Yes.
And I just
taking them apart, dismantling.
Yeah, and that was really cool to see, because the Rams were, everyone was on the.
I don't know if they were like 9-1 at that point, or if they were
10-1. They were 10-1.
Were they 10-1?
Yep. Because I remember the Saints were 9-2.
That's right.
Right.
And they moved up.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So what I have as the first thing about this game is Gurley and Anderson versus the Saints linebackers.
It's tough.
It's a tough assignment.
No disrespect to the Saints, but they don't have an incredibly strong backer core. You got Anzalone, the rookie, who's played well, and he'll grow with time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't know.
You've got what's his name from Notre Dame, but he's injured.
And his girlfriend?
Yes,
invisible
and his
girlfriend?
Tuiasosopo, relation to Manu Tuiasosopo, who, in fact, was a D tackle for the Seahawks in the 1970s.
Wow, thanks for that.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
It was his nephew who was the guy who faked being a girlfriend.
His nephew did it for him.
Yes, Neff.
It's
always the Neff.
For those of you who don't know the story, Manti Te'o is a linebacker who played for Notre Dame, and he had
an incredible season.
Incredible.
And, they wanted to talk to him. He said he was emotionally fueled by the fact that his online girlfriend had passed away. He's playing for her. And so people go, wow, and this is like 2009, so we're still not totally enveloped in the world of social media.
Yeah.
So you start going, this doesn't make sense. What is this, and who's this? This picture is not her. And it turns out that Manti has a buddy who was also a good college QB named whatever his first name is, Tuiasosopo.
Yeah.
And he fictionalized this girl without telling his friend. Gosh. I don't know if it would have been the perfect catfish story. This was catfish before catfish.
Yeah.
So this, I don't want to say tanked Manti's stock, but he was a All-American
for a long time,
and he got made fun of.
We just made fun of him, not of him, of what he did.
You did, I did.
Yeah,
I respect him because he didn't know. He didn't know. This was all like done by somebody else.
I didn't know it wasn't his fault.
It's not like he made it up. No, it wasn't his fault.
Wow,
it was Tuiasosopo.
Wow, that's ridiculous though.
Regardless, he's injured. He's not playing.
Yeah,
it's going to be very hard. They just lost. I don't know if the injury report came out, but what is their D tackle's name? He might have had a torn
He has a short name. I know that.
But if they lose him, there goes interior pressure, which
We just talked about.
I'm talking about it because I think it's going to win whatever team the
Wins
Super
it,
Bowl.
yeah.
I think interior pressure is so important right now, especially because when it comes to playoff time, it's all about defense.
Yes, it is.
Defense gets you through.
Yes.
Unless you have an offense that's so electric that you can get there and you can carry your defense there.
And that's why you look at Kansas City and you just kind of favor it.
Right.
They have the offense and they have the interior. They even have backers who could blitz the edge.
Right.
But we're not talking about Kansas City. We're talking about LA and how this team is a special team, and so is New Orleans. 1 and 2 seed.
They both spread the ball so better than anybody in the league.
Two creative play calling coaches.
Yes.
Two. And that's super cool. And then I look at it too because we just kind of said Gurley and Anderson,
right.
Hyping up the Rams, but are they going to
the same thing on the other side?
Yeah. Who's going to stop Ingram and Kamara?
I don't know.
So no Ogletree's on the Giants now.
You have like Ibaka and some other, they don't have Ogletree.
Yeah, Sue and Donald got to get to
it. It's going to be they're going to feed the middle, basically.
Yeah, they are
on both sides. I think it's going to be a big game for Michael Thomas if he can do what he does again on the Rams, just being in the middle of the field and eating that place
Eagles.
alive.
Yeah.
If he does that against the Rams, and then I think it's going to be a repeat.
Of
what we just saw.
Can Marcus Peters one-on-one him? I don't think he can.
You and I both know Marcus Peters is a ball hawk.
Yeah.
So if he wants to try and pick a ball, he jeopardizes the whole play.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get that pick, it's probably going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to do it on the guy with the best hands in the league,
go ahead.
Go ahead and give it a shot.
Sean Payton says go ahead.
But God, if he messes that up, he's going to be laughed at.
And Breeze is not going to make an inaccurate throw unless it's tipped.
No, unless there's some serious pressure, which is going to be worrisome. But the Saints do have an incredible line.
Or it's the first quarter against the Eagles, and then he'll make an inaccurate throw. But that's not what's happening.
Hopefully they don't get jeopardized by offensive line penalties.
Yes.
Andres Pete had a couple of holding calls that really ruined that first half of the game.
Same with Ramczyk too, that guy that you wanted on.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And so that is going to be so important for the Saints to accomplish just some protection, just some time. And, I don't know if Aqib Talib is out.
No, he's not.
Next week. Okay. So you get basically they throw to everybody. So you got Christian Kirkwood is one of the other wide receivers for the Saints. You've got Traquan Smith. You've got
Michael Thomas.
Kamara
is arguably another receiver.
Basically plays as receiver, and he's really damn good at it.
They have, what's his name, the quarterback?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill goes out there and does
elite.
Plays.
Might I say?
People
get butthurt, but Taysom Hill is elite. And
I'm just tired of the Taysom Hill hype.
You're tired of every team's hype. Can't you just be happy for a team's accomplishments for once?
I'm tired of their hype. Because whenever Baltimore has hype, it just gets muted.
No, you guys won a Super Bowl. There's no muted hype in a winning Super Bowl. Shut up.
It's just
probably people were doing the same thing. Jacoby. I'm tired
Nobody
of this
did
hype.
that.
You're lying.
Nobody was like, no.
You're lying.
Everyone was excited when
Jacoby was pulling Tyreek all the time. He's pulling these kinds of plays.
People were
streaking.
People were excited to see Baltimore in the Super Bowl and the 49ers.
Because it was a change of pace.
That's what people liked.
It was a change of pace.
That's why I think
which was great. Which I'm excited for, and I hope that if we can somehow get a Saints KC Super Bowl, I would love that.
Dude, I do not want to see the Rams.
I do not want to see the Rams either because you know more than anyone.
I would
honestly hate the Rams.
Here it is right here, folks. After 15 weeks of hating on the Chiefs, I'm going to say I hope they beat New England because there isn't a team in the NFL I think I hate more than New England.
I agree.
But on this podcast, I have to stay, I have to appreciate who's good. And
here's a hot take, and people don't agree with me.
Okay, here it is.
Nate
Becker hot take.
If it does become the Rams and the Patriots, I will root for the Patriots.
Wow, that NFC
Rams
West rivalry is bleeding.
Do you know how much it's going to hurt to go, Who's the most recent winner in the
In the
NFC
NFC
West?
West.
Oh, it's the Rams. Oh, we beat the Patriots. You couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not down for that.
It's going to be
I
even
will
worse.
root for Tom Brady.
And then they'll be like, did you remember Super Bowl 49? Then they'll just throw in the...
Yes.
How many times will we see that play somehow?
Absolutely. You see it?
Will we see
I
it
see it at Popeyes. I see them talking about it everywhere.
Yes, sir. This is we got the order 4 and number 9. This actually kind of reminds me of Super Bowl 49.
Yeah, second and 1 at the goal line. Oh, it's picked off.
It's
Get me
ridiculous.
started, but I still agree with the call.
What? Oh, with the you like the call that
I
they
agree
passed
with
it.
Marshawn was not running adequately. I don't know why we're talking about this, but he was not a good red zone target that season.
Okay.
If we ran the ball and Marshawn didn't get in, time runs out. We're still running 30 seconds here. So we need to waste another timeout. We can't run down the clock. If we do a pass and it doesn't get caught, then time still stop. Whatever.
You run the ball.
It's second
run
down.
the ball.
That's your opinion. Guess what happened? You ran the ball. We ran the ball last week.
Yeah,
what happened? Where are we?
L's.
We're sitting here.
Debating.
Not in the playoffs.
True, very true. But in that situation, second one on the goal line, I get it. You know, I'm not a coordinator. Nowhere near.
It was not working the whole game.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta.
It wasn't the play call. It was the incredible play.
You gotta hand it to Butler.
Malcolm Butler manhandling Ricardo Lockett for that slant.
Yeah,
it's on him. It's PI. I'm just kidding. No, it was an incredible play, and now he's on the Titans because if you're a good player for the Patriots, you just get traded, and that's why Bill Belichick is so fucking good.
Yeah, he'll be like, all right, I'll find someone that has the same build as you and is cooler to me.
Care.
So going back to the Rams Saints game, if you were Sean McVay, I'm gonna come up to you and you're gonna be Sean McVay. Do you stop? Who's the number one priority to stop? Do you want to stop Kamara and Ingram, or do you want to stop Breeze and Thomas?
Make it a bigger issue to stop the running backs.
So you're going to be like, all right.
They have great D-backs.
Yes, very.
LaMarcus Joyner, Marcus Peters,
Yes,
keep Talib. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They have those tight ends.
The backers are going to need some help. They need an extra guy in the box.
Backers are going to need a ton of help.
Yes.
But I would try and shut down Mark and Alvin.
I 100% agree with you. A lot of people would say they wouldn't stop Breeze, but I'd want to stop Kamara and Ingram.
Yeah.
Because,
once momentum gets going, it gets going.
Yeah, because, if Ingram gets 8 yards and then, Kamara comes in and gets a first down off easy 2 yards.
Yeah.
Or other way, vice versa.
Yeah.
It's going to be over. LA's got to get Todd Gurley going to win this game, and same with the Saints. It comes down to the running game and winning that line of scrimmage.
It's an incredibly similar game, which is why it's going to be pretty hard to predict. But
NFC Championship 2019, going to be a great game.
I think it's going to be
2019
Saints.
is also hosting New England at Kansas City. One of the actually first AFC Championship games in a while that hasn't been in Foxborough. Foxborough has always been the AFC champ. It's basically the AFC Championship Invitational. That's where you go.
Yeah, it's the 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. I guess
Yep.
we're going to Gillette Stadium.
Yes. So wait. So before we dive in, do playoff or season ticket holders get those tickets?
They get priority.
They get priority.
Yeah.
So they get to buy. So like, say we had season tickets to the Seahawks.
You do get those tickets. Yeah.
So like, okay.
But we have to get there.
Yeah.
But for the Patriots, obviously, you're getting season tickets.
They
You're
get
going to get some playoff
They
tickets.
get an extra 3 games a year.
Or
2 because they always get a freaking bye.
It's like the Saints always playing into far into April.
Yeah, they're super far. So, looking into this game, can the New England defense stop Pat Mahomes? Because I think it's going to be a shootout. It's not going to be defensive.
It's going to be a repeat of
the first game.
First game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who can make the less amount of mistakes and who could air out more?
Yeah, and I think the biggest wow. Oh man, Spurs are losing. Oh.
Yeah, we got the Spurs game on. Sorry to interrupt that.
Wow, that sucks.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later. I think the biggest difference, I know you hate him. You hate him with every fiber of your being. What's his name?
Travis Kelce, man.
I think he's going to be they do not have fast linebackers.
I did put him down. He is a reason to.
They don't have fast linebackers. They can't keep up with him. pace-wise, it's going to be, throw it to Kelsey. Then you get a run with Damian Williams, who came out of the blue, out of nowhere, and he's playing super great. I think KC takes it.
As a person who runs this podcast, right now in 2019 at 7:49 p.m., I'm officially erasing hatred from any player in the NFL. So from here on out, so anyone that I've hated, Travis Kelce being one of them, I no longer hate.
Adam Thielen.
No longer hate Adam Thielen.
You're struggling really hard for that one.
I no longer hate Adam Thielen, and I no longer hate Cortland Finnegan. I don't think he's even in the league anymore.
He's not. He went out a long time ago, and he's got a lot of brain damage from all the fights he had.
But moving into this, too, Tyreek Hill needs to be stopped for New England to win this game. You can't. It's easier said than fucking done, Dom.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill is a playmaker. No matter where he is on the field, he's the fastest guy in the NFL.
He can be rushing. He can be he's incredible.
How is he this fast?
It's
cool. Like how fast he is.
How did he get to the Chiefs? Really? Yeah. He punched his pregnant girlfriend and he fell in the drafts.
I didn't know he did that.
He did. Yeah.
Damn. I kind of just lost. Just lost a little respect for the guy.
Damn. The charges were dropped.
Yeah.
But that happens literally every time.
How much money did he pay her?
Probably a good
some
amount.
Hush money.
A good amount, and I think they're still together.
I hope so.
Regardless, this, for whatever reason, they've been able to plug in these role players.
Oh yeah.
When Kareem went out after kicking a girl,
Williams
seems like a pretty bad thing to constantly have in your team. Somebody beating up a woman.
Yeah.
But
it's fucked up, dude.
Damian Williams steps up. Spencer Ware stepped up before he got injured, and he was still able to play that, quality run down the throat running back, and so I think if somebody does get hurt during the game, I don't think it makes a difference. With the Patriots, I think if somebody gets hurt, that's not Tom Brady.
Yeah.
It makes the game a little different. I think the key role player in this game will be
Kelsey, I think. No, he's not a role player.
But
just big name player.
But he's, it's going to be Kelsey for the Chiefs.
Yes.
And it's going to be James White for the Patriots. I don't know why people sleep on James White.
He's a great running back.
He's saved the Super Bowl for them against the Falcons. He scored the most points ever by a player in a Super Bowl. That game, he should have been the MVP.
Did they give it to Brady?
They gave it to Brady.
Of
course. You give it to
the quarterback
award.
Give it
to the quarterback. Whatever. If the Chiefs can shut down him and at least shut down Sony a little bit, Gronk's already hobbled.
He's a shell of himself this year.
He's going to be able to do
Gronk things.
I'm going to think 3 receptions, 64 yards.
Maybe a squeak-in touchdown.
Yeah, sure. But that's what he does. That's what he does already hobbled. But he's he's not the Gronk we once knew.
No.
He can't get it done.
It's weird.
And they don't have a second tight end that's elite. They don't have an Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
They don't have.
Who else do they have?
Dwayne Allen is their. He's more of a blocker, which he will be. He's going to be an important role because he's going to be blocking.
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Who?
Dwayne Allen. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Traded from the Colts, right?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be basically, can you shut down the Patriots running backs? Because I think Bill's struck a gold mine. He's got, even though he's not that great, Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
He's that scrappy guy who will, sometimes get a 40-yard receiving touchdown.
It's like a Danny Woodhead.
Off of a play. Yeah, he's very similar to Danny Woodhead. And then you've got Sony Michel, who's this, he's the perfect all-around. And then you've got James White, who's another receiving back. You're perfect. This is what a receiving back looks like. So if you can somehow shut down that running back by committee, then I think they have a really good chance. And I don't think the defense is going to keep up with Kansas. I don't think this time.
The person who I think is going to be most important, it's like tied for me.
Yeah.
For New England to win this game, it's going to come down to Stephon Gilmore and Devin McCourty.
Yeah.
Because those two
that's their biggest job.
Need to make a play.
Yeah.
And if they get an early pick, maybe get in Mahomes' head.
That's how the Rams beat the Chiefs. Pat threw 5 picks that game. He still threw 6 touchdowns, but even if it was one less pick that game, they could have won.
Yeah.
So it has to be on those really tiny mistakes. If somehow Brady does a QB sneak and fumbles the ball, if any of the running backs fumble, it's going to be. I'm going to be more entertained, hopefully, by that game than the Saints. Right? These are both incredible games.
Incredible games. 1 and 2 seeds. As much as we hate to see it, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. We didn't do this part. Who do you have winning this game?
I'm giving it to the Chiefs.
You're gonna go Chiefs.
Everybody hates me for it, but I've been a Pat Mahomes fan since he got drafted to the Chiefs. I think he's so gifted. I am a little surprised he got to 50 touchdowns in his first full season, but I knew he was going to be good because you pair him with what I think is the best quarterback guru.
Yeah.
Andy has worked with Mike Vick after jail. He worked with it's either Culpepper or Cunningham. It's probably Culpepper.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah. Made him into a pretty solid quarterback after the Vikings.
Yep. Wait.
Or no.
McNabb.
Oh, Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
that's
McNabb,
what it is.
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Oh, yeah, I get confused between
Pepper was way
Cunningham,
before him, I think.
Yeah.
Cunningham was way back then, too.
Yeah. It goes Cunningham, Pepper, and then...
Yeah, McNabb.
Yeah. Donovan McNabb played really well under Andy. And Andy's obviously not had a great playoff run, but he's gotten a lot better. Yeah. I also think that Kansas City has had a way better defense since when they faced the Patriots.
That is a huge difference.
And that D-line, dude, I think this game, look for D4, look for 95 and 55. These are going to be, they were the reason the Colts lost, man. They put so much pressure on Andrew, and I think they're going to do it again. I don't think that line's enough. I don't think they're going to be missing Nate Solder.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I wrote down, I'm going to show you, I had New England down, and after, I just wanted to go controversial with you, but I cannot pick the Patriots over the Chiefs this week.
I don't think so.
It's like we were saying, it's the team who has the unstoppable offense against a team that has a good interior line and a good defense, and Kansas City's defense is playing pretty fucking well right now.
Pretty well.
And the only edge I give, New England, and it's a big advantage, is they're experienced.
Yeah,
Bill
absolutely.
Belichick's been here.
Cool head.
Tom Brady,
ice in the veins.
They're like, we don't care if we're going to Kansas City or not,
They could care less.
Oh, no, they're in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Kansas City's home.
Yeah. And this is a loud stadium. People get butthurt, but it's the loudest stadium in the NFL now. We lost that.
Yeah.
We're not as good as we
They also
were.
seat like 8 more thousand, but
they do seat a lot more, but regardless, and it's cold. The fans are loud.
Haven't seen this in a long time.
Offense could, lights get pretty bright in Arrowhead Stadium. So hopefully Tom Brady.
It's gonna be a good game, man. I'm so excited.
We say that every week, and it's not.
I know. I hope it will
be.
I
hope it will be.
So who do you have for the Rams Saints game?
Give me the Saints.
You got the Saints.
I got the Saints. I don't. Drew Brees is determined.
Okay.
I think it's the fact that have we seen the Rams try and cover an offense that spreads this much besides when they did it earlier this year and lost? It's Kansas City, and they put up a pretty big.
Yeah, they did.
It
was a great
Vikings
game
had a decent game against them Thursday Night Football. They didn't spread as much as Drew Brees does, but remember that one game where Drew Brees threw 4 touchdowns to 4 people that weren't Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, or Michael Thomas?
That was crazy.
If you take away these key players, Drew Brees is going to keep throwing the ball, and he's going to get it done.
He puts it in your hand.
He does. He's a great quarterback.
In your hands.
He's an incredible quarterback. He's quite possibly, the hot take. I think he's one of the greatest of all time.
Okay.
I
mean, I don't
Drew
really
in
want to argue
Brady's
with you because that's not really worth it. He's pretty good.
Put Drew in Brady's situation, probably have a couple more rings than Brady does. Whatever.
Hot take?
Hot take?
You heard it here first. Nate Becker says, put Drew Brees in Tom Brady's position, they'd have more Super Bowls. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. I mean, it's one of those what ifs, man.
I actually do know. So
Me, I would have to go Los Angeles, and the reason I give Los Angeles the slight edge is because of Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson, and that I like that matchup against their backers.
When they first played their game, C.J. Anderson wasn't on the team.
Yeah,
C.J. Anderson was with the Panthers or the Raiders.
Yeah.
How do you? I just don't understand.
How do you sleep on this guy?
I don't understand.
Or is it McVay? Who knows?
It could be 2-2.
Yes, it very well could be. That actually does it for the NFL for the the games that are happening right now. There's a couple questions I want to ask Nate in the third segment of the show. Who's your favorite NFL player of all time?
That's so hard because, there's so many people.
There's so many positions.
If
top 3.
If I had to think about it, I became a Seahawk fan in, I think it was 2004. I went to my first game.
Okay. When did you legit start though? Like you knew what was going on TV.
I knew. I'd say
besides I like the blue team.
Probably the worst year in Seahawks sports or in Seattle sports history is 2008. So you've got the Huskies going.
They were bad.
Horrible season. Cougars
lose the Sonics.
Pretty bad season. We lose the Sonics. Mariners have a horrid season as per usual.
Storm doesn't win the championship.
Doesn't win a championship for 1 year,
Silver
which is
tips
surprising.
Are bad.
Silver tips, who cares? And the Seahawks go 4-12.
Yeah.
We have, a hobbled Matt Hasselbeck. But through that time where I went to my first game and I finally started understanding the game.
Yeah.
There was one player there the whole time. That was Matt Hasselbeck. He was. When I went to my first game, he was not the starting quarterback.
Tavares was, right?
No.
Flynn?
2004.
2004.
It was a Super Bowl winning quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
No.
Yes.
It was?
Yes. For those who don't know, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Dom.
Dude, don't even say. He did win a Super Bowl for the Ravens, though. With the greatest defense.
With the greatest defense of all time. The game manager, that guy. But he was starting the game. Matt was still a backup coming from Green Bay. And so that was my first jersey. Who doesn't love a good quarterback? He's a nice guy. Took us to the first Super Bowl XL. Got cheated. Ben didn't sneak it in on the goal lines, obviously. We see it in the tape, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. So, I'd go with Matt. There's a lot of Seahawks.
Matt Hasselbeck.
Walter Jones. You've got, for whatever reason, Leon Washington, who used to be on the Seahawks, number 33.
Everyone had his jersey. Everyone had that.
So cool.
That jersey
he was like
everywhere.
A Tyler Lockett version of a running back.
That's
what I love.
I remember, growing up too. We were the same age, and people would "Oh, I got my Leon Washington jersey." I'm like, dude, everyone's
and now
got a
I'm
Leon
looking
Washington
for one,
jersey.
and I can't fucking find one.
I only see the light green ones.
Yeah.
Only.
And
some
the beautiful
blue ones.
all greens.
Some blue ones.
If you go to other teams, going through history, Fran Tarkenton on the Vikings, because he was a pretty cool quarterback. First guy to kind of start scrambling to be like Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Marcus Trufant, start really.
He was everywhere too.
Lofa to Tupu.
He was everywhere.
He was a great running back. He's only 35.
Wow.
He retired very early, probably because he knew about CTE before everybody else did.
And that's not a bad thing to do.
No. I'm a Seahawks diehard, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I love all these tiny role players. I just got my Michael Dixon jersey that's stitched and everything because I love him so much, and I'm so excited. John Ryan, Stephen Hauschka, before them, you've got all these different players. I love the Seahawks.
The thing
Steve
is,
Hutchinson before the poison pill trade. But overall, Hasselbeck he favorited my tweet once and responded to me.
Damn. So you're basically his friend.
Not a big deal. We kind of did talk.
Yeah.
So, I asked him when he's raising the 12th flag. He's like, I work Mondays, and then he did raise the 12th flag this
He
season.
did, and then he walked right back down and did his
He
job.
thought about me. I know he did.
Yeah, he'd probably like, man, that Nate Becker guy on that tweet.
Yeah.
So I look at this too, and as a Ravens fan, obviously,
Can I predict it?
Hold on, before that, the thing is about people's favorite players. Why I'm so interested in asking is because sometimes a player is the reason you like the team.
Totally. It
You
can
know?
bring you to a team.
And that's exactly why I'm an Ed Reed guy for, Baltimore. And
Sure.
it's, I look at that, and also I did get beat by my cousin by this team in Madden, and then I started liking them. But you look at it too, and like I ask you, Matt Hasselbeck, because he was there. This is what I was watching, and
Yeah.
it's the psychology of like liking something so much that you're willing to put your time and money in.
A seed is planted in deep within your brain, and
It's
you
so
start,
cool.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I say Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, and then Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's not the flashiest guy,
Sure.
but he's my
He
favorite.
got the job done.
Yeah, and he got the Super Bowl.
He's an attractive son of a bitch.
He did his part.
Yeah.
And
he's a great guy too. It helps when you're a great guy.
And it sucks with Ray Lewis's thing is kind of a little plagued, but
Because he murdered someone.
yeah, like
two people.
and that's like the plague
Allegedly.
about it. I bring it up and people say that, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's what Ed
Everybody
Reed.
gets tarnished.
Yeah.
When you talk about Matt Hasselbeck, you talk about we want the ball and we're gonna score.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, do you have to ruin it? Like Joe Flacco, elite,
Yeah.
And Ed Reed, it's like, hey, no one's got really much dirt other than he's the greatest free safety of all time.
Absolutely.
That
He
is-
will be a first ballot Hall
he
of Famer.
will be a
coming
If
in-
Ed Reed is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, I will go to Canton myself
Wow.
and make it happen
wow.
because this guy, you look at the, in college,
Yeah.
the stats of most like picks that
Yeah.
year, he had like 21 and everyone else is like the next closest was like 9.
Sure.
And it's like his whole college career, not one
coming
season.
also coming from one of the greatest college teams of all
That
time.
team-
That team is incredible. So crazy.
Willis McGahee, Jeremy Shockey, Ed Reed,
Frank Gore.
Sean Taylor, Frank Gore.
I mean, the list goes on.
The list goes on. I can't give you all
Yeah.
the names, but that would be mine for sure. And to actually go into this has been the third segment for you guys. This is what I always end the show on. It's NBA, and I couldn't be more excited to talk about the NBA than any other time than right now. There's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA. In fact, the Charlotte Hornets just beat the Spurs at home, 108-93. That is
sick. Welcome back, Tony Parker.
yeah. He came back and won the game.
Yeah.
What are you most excited for this NBA? This is a stacked rookie class.
This, if I had to choose, before the surgery, I was really excited for Shaq's kid. He was playing. He was going to play for Arizona. He left when all the accusations happened about paying a player.
Yeah, that was kind of
totally
crazy.
Sharif O'Neal.
Yeah.
I was excited for him. I wanted him to be the guy. But he, they found something in his heart, so he had to go get surgery. So he's, he's going to be missing his first
Bless
year
his
at
heart,
UCLA.
bro.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm still going to be excited for him.
Yeah.
You've got big men in this draft. You've
Yes.
got Bol Bol.
Yeah.
And this is like the first draft where I've been watching these guys. I've watched high school stuff.
Yeah.
I've watched Bol Bol when he was still at like Crossroads and he
He's
was
all
playing
over
and stuff.
social
and
media
he
too.
And yeah,
It's cool.
absolutely. You've got the powerhouse that is Duke. You got RJ Barrett. You've got
Kansas, Gonzaga,
you've got
UNC,
these crazy
Michigan State.
guys. I don't know why teams aren't tanking more than they are. Besides, the Cavaliers.
Yeah.
And you could say the
Ooh.
Hawks too.
The Cavs are looking not too great this year.
Cavs are
winning
actually
9
looking
games.
pretty great after winning against LeBron's
They
Lakers.
did beat LeBron. So is what's going on with LA? I mean,
They're missing LeBron.
well, yeah,
They're missing LeBron,
but what else? Like
I-
obviously,
but I still think it's needed.
yeah.
I think this team needs to learn how to function without LeBron. That way, chemistry when you're just not going feed LeBron is high. You've got good players on the team. You got Josh Hart. You got
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, who is still yet to flower and be the
Lonzo's
skinny
balling
KD.
out on defense.
Lonzo's getting better on. I still, I tend to favorite point guards that
Yeah.
are defensive. So, you've got who else? You've got Mo Wagner as a backup center.
Wow, you reached
That's
for that name.
For Mo Wagner?
Yeah.
That's my guy.
That is a reach for a name.
Michigan. Come on. He won them the title.
You got Rajon Rondo.
You got Rajon Rondo who's still overcoming the surgery.
Yes.
You've got
And Kuzma,
who is great. Love the guy. He's been one of my favorite players from this last draft.
He had 27 last game.
Yeah, and then he put up 41.
Yeah.
The day before that.
Yeah, he's doing really good.
It's incredible, and they cannot trade him. There are reports saying that they need to trade him. You cannot trade him.
I looked at it too, and I would say like he was the piece that would be tradable, but not now.
Not
and
anymore.
even with Lonzo playing the defense he's playing,
Agreed.
He's not the most flashiest player, other than his name's obviously Lonzo Ball.
Sure.
But I mean, he's not the flashiest kind of player. He's not a Kyrie
And that's
Irving,
what I appreciate. This team is obviously going to struggle. You've got JaVale McGee. I don't know if he really played that much this last game, but he's important. People like to make fun of him.
He's a shot blocker, dude.
He's legit. But I do think this is needed. I think they need to learn how to work without LeBron, because once LeBron comes back, then it just goes back to
feed LeBron.
Let LeBron do what he does. So I think it's needed, and obviously you're going to lose. I don't think Luke Walton deserves to get fired.
Hot seat.
Yeah, I don't know how.
That's the hottest seat in sports.
Remember
dude.
when we were 6 games in and he was about to get fired?
Yes.
Because they were losing. I mean, he has not done anything wrong.
Give the guy a fucking break.
Give the guy a season. Give the guy 2 seasons to work it out. The turnaround on an NBA team is so
Marvin
fast.
Lewis got 10. I know it's the NFL.
Marvin Lewis got 15.
15
seasons.
No,
0 playoff wins.
Yeah,
Goose
give him some
egg.
time.
Yeah, give Luke Walton some time.
The thing is about the God, I have a really good point. Oh no. Here's my hot take on Magic Johnson. Great guy, cool guy.
Oh boy,
great player. But
good immune system, by the way.
This guy says when they first got LeBron, I remember this. We're not going to do the same game plan they did in Cleveland with LeBron because that's just not what we're about. Oh, the game plan that got them to 3 straight finals.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that game plan.
No.
You're an idiot. Come on, you got the best player. And too, I talked to Thomas about this too. Me and Thomas share. This fan base is the only fan base in the NBA that is upset that LeBron came to their team. Oh man,
the greatest player of all time. God, why did he come?
Oh, Kobe, man, you don't get. It's just appreciate the greatest player of.
It's just what privilege is.
All time.
Think about Seattle, who doesn't have a fucking NBA team.
God,
It's just,
how could you be upset?
It's going to take some time. You just can't. You can't deal with Lakers fans.
No.
It's just like how nobody wants to deal with Oakland fans anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, I've been a fan since 2010, before Klay Thompson got there, so they were really bad. It's like, oh wow, you want a fucking cookie? What is this?
I know.
The people who were there for the championships. I don't like the bandwagon term necessarily, because I think
everyone
as soon as you get excited about sports, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
If a winning team will help you get more enveloped in the idea and the game, then that's good. But God, fucking Lakers and Warriors fans are so annoying,
dude. I love them because they make this sport what it is.
Absolutely. And Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Almost not necessarily saved the NBA, but they were going through a hard spot.
Yeah, they were.
Patrick Ewing saved the NBA by going to New York in a rigged fashion, by the way. They rigged it. But without these powerhouse... I feel like... I'm not sure if it's true, but I feel like the NBA was slightly declining in views before
Jordan.
Before
Jordan.
And maybe it was again with the Warriors before the rise of the Warriors. Not to the extent. Not at an extent where
but I feel like
in jeopardy. But
because LeBron was the only player in
these crazy teams, these 73-win teams, they bring in more people watching the games, and now we're on the up and up again.
Yeah,
because we've got crazy players like Giannis and Antetokounmpo.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. I don't know if we've had a dead spot since then, because we've had some electric finals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you had Kobe in, Celtics, and then you had Dirk against LeBron.
Yeah, Dirk with the ring that is worth more than all of LeBron's rings.
KD's rings, not LeBron's. LeBron's 3-1 ring.
Okay.
That is a pretty impressive ring.
It's the same one. But
And he beat the Spurs. That was it.
Dirk's ring is better than KD's rings.
KD's rings,
put
for
together.
Sure.
All of them.
I don't think I'd give Dirk's edge over his 3-1 or his one against the Spurs.
No.
That was pretty crazy.
I just think it's crazy that team basically ran through Dirk and they were still able to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's so incredible. And that's what the NBA is about.
Yeah. That team ran through Kobe. They humbled Kobe. They humbled I think they beat the Spurs.
Of course they did.
Well, they are in our division, so they whooped on us that year.
Obviously.
That team was stacked in Dallas.
And that team, legendary
team. Where is Dallas right now in the standings?
They're not
in the playoffs right now. If it ended right now, are they?
No. They are 20 and 23. They're
so
just
they're
about
the
to hit
10th spot?
500.
They have the 10th spot?
Yeah. No. They're 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13th spot from the West. The West is stacked this year.
West is stacked. That's why
obviously.
They're 13. But if you take Dallas, throw them into the East, they'd be in the playoffs right now at the 8th seed. At the 8th seed.
The East has always been top heavy.
Always.
But the West is
that's how it works.
Bottom heavy.
Sure.
And that's sometimes the East team wins the finals. It's not that the East never wins finals. It's just the records are way different in the East.
Players like going to the West because it's better for your brand.
Yeah.
You've got pretty teams. You've got Golden State. You've got Houston.
LA.
You've got LA.
OKC.
You've got pretty places to be. Unless you're in Boston on the East, you're like, hey.
Oh, Milwaukee, Indiana.
Milwaukee, huh?
Miami.
Oh,
Miami's nice.
I've never been to Wisconsin. I guess I'll go to Milwaukee.
Miami's nice.
Miami was nice when LeBron and the Heat were there, but
the Knicks, that's in New York's cool.
Back in the day when they were still good. But
Orlando, never really been good since T-Mac was there, or Dwight Howard.
I'm sensing an extraordinary amount of salt right now. But I think give Dallas some more time because obviously Rookie of the Year candidate and most likely winner Luka is going to make that team really good. And this is the farewell tour for Dirk because he's saying goodbye. He had that last game in Boston where he was trying to pump a three at the end of the game. They couldn't get it, which is funny, but Tim Duncan never had a farewell tour.
Nope.
Just shows how great
straight up humble.
Yep, humble.
He's a humble guy.
Yep.
Who needs a trade the most in the NBA right now? Because there's some teams on here that you could say very well are a player away from being contenders.
I would give that to it's got to be an East team.
I mean, LA is a player away from being even better than they already are.
Yeah, and you have all the talk about AD going to the Lakers, which I don't know how that works. I don't know.
Could it happen?
Technically, if you package enough, you'd have to put Kuzma in there somehow.
But they don't want to trade him to the West.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? That's what makes it even worse.
But you want to take whatever, That's the thing about the attraction to LA. Is you're like, fuck, I want to play in LA.
Yeah, all the Hollywood stars.
And you have the issue with, what do we count as overstepping boundaries? LeBron having dinner with AD.
Yep.
Is that some form of collusion?
Yeah.
But it's like now players can't even eat with each other.
No, really?
No, I'm saying. But
like in the thing.
You can't even eat with someone without somebody going.
Yep. Oh wait, they're going.
No. Finger pointing and blame deflecting.
Yeah.
So, if I had to give a team a trade, I'd love an all-star center on the Spurs, whatever.
That would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty great. Although I do love Jakob Poeltl.
So if, as a Spurs fan, you would rather have a center over a guard?
Small forward. I think we're mighty fine guard-wise. I think you're dealing with, obviously, DeJounte is on IR. So, you have Bryn, Derek White, you have DeMar, and then sometimes they'll throw Davies at shooting guard besides smaller power forward. But
You
that's
can even put
besides-
Rudy Gay at the 2 sometimes. Weirdly,
Yeah, Rudy
they
will
weirdly
play
do it.
small and shooting.
Yeah.
Honestly, the team that I'd honestly like to get a trade, like
Yeah.
the Bucks.
Dude, they've been
Because
getting a lot of players.
If they got a trade, I think they could just win it.
Brooke Lopez went there, and that was a good pickup for them.
It was a great pickup.
They're just they are that logo. If you don't look like that Bucks logo, like long and have a good vertical,
Yeah.
you're not on the team.
I think, Michael Brogdon's getting looked over.
Yeah.
He's a quality point guard rookie of the year 2 years ago. You've got Chris Middleton. They gotta win something soon, or else Giannis leaves.
Oh yeah,
They need it. They need an all-star to come to the team.
He
or
might
else
be one of
Giannis
those
leaves.
guys though that never leaves.
I don't
feel
think
like
so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I love Giannis.
You don't think he? I feel like he would be that guy that wouldn't leave though.
What, like Kareem?
Yeah. It's just
Kareem left the Bucks.
Ray Allen left the Bucks.
Ray Allen.
It's
left
in the Bucks' blood.
It's in the Bucks' blood.
Hey, we're
dude.
gonna be good if you don't fucking do something.
Delhi.
We're leaving. Dellavedova
Delhi.
left back to Cleveland, went back home.
Traitor.
If I were to pick a team, there's probably 2 teams in here that I would
just more than
pick.
anything, it'd be an East team that
East
needs
team.
somebody, not the West.
I would definitely. You know who I think would be really good?
Who?
Is if Depot got someone like
Yeah.
a power forward.
Yes.
If Depot had like a
Yes.
a
I agree.
Jokic or
That's
a,
like my number 2. I don't
Yep.
think you can trade for Jokic though.
no,
You
no,
can't.
obviously like a guy like him.
But yeah,
If
a big man.
I know they have Turner, and I know they have what's the guy with like the weird looking hair, like the palm tree looking guy? He's really good.
Yeah, I can't.
Is that
think of
Turner?
his-
Did I just name him?
Malik Turner?
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's not Foreigner. I don't think he's on the team anymore. But Indiana is like a very close, they're very close to getting to that spot. And I also think if Oklahoma had a small forward,
I don't want to hear it about Oklahoma. You know how I feel about.
I know, but dude, if Oklahoma had a small forward, that's the only thing they're missing. Because you have Russ and Dennis Schroeder, who are fast break masters.
Doesn't Paul play?
Oh yeah.
Paul plays the small.
Yeah, he does.
It was Miles
I
Turner.
totally
and
forgot
he is
about
on the
Paul
team.
He is on the team.
6'11".
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah.
Just Indiana's one more big guy away. I feel like away. A
D-
prime Roy Hibbert back in the league.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is-
I feel like you give any team prime Roy.
Prime Roy Hibbert was so fun to watch with him and Paul George.
I think
Verticality.
Depot's a great leader, and I think they're gonna find somebody.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna find somebody pretty soon, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
a lot of people. If I were to,
Sixers, they don't need anybody. They just
They
need to
do not.
They just need to figure out their
Jimmy
problem.
Butler ruining chemistry.
Don't even get started about that. I hate Jimmy Butler.
You don't like Jimmy Butler?
No, he ruined the Wolves for that point in time. And now they fired Tom Thibodeau,
Yes.
which is great. Means that
He's trying to rebuild.
Cat doesn't have to play 46 minutes a night.
He was trying to he was trying to just bring Chicago to Minnesota.
The Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And everybody was afraid that D Rose was going to leave because obviously Tom Thibodeau raised him
Yeah.
as a Bull. But he's obviously talking about he wants to stay with the Timberwolves, which is great.
That's a
because
squad right now.
I think D Rose is so good,
Turn
great,
back time.
a great 6 man of the year candidate. But he's honestly starting. I hate Jeff Teague.
He's gonna
If
win.
you could trade
You don't like Jeff Teague?
No, trade Jeff Teague off the team. He's ass.
You know who would be
man.
perfect in Minnesota?
Who?
Just a perfect. I feel like he just fit perfectly. Would be Drew Holiday of New Orleans.
You could probably get him for cheap.
He'd be a good cheap pick
they
for
want
them.
to dump for him.
I think that team would be very good with him. And maybe if they could somehow keep Teague, bring him in on the bench. He runs the one. Derek runs the 2.
I don't even think it.
No.
I hate Jeff Teague.
Why? What is it about Jeff Teague that just
He's not good.
is it the from there Teague?
Yes.
Is he that guy?
Yes. Yes. He misses his shots, man. There's been a clear uptick in like the whole team
Yeah.
with D Rose playing in his position. And then they're like, "Oh, Jeff Teague's back," and they get blown out. It's like I don't understand. I think before the trade deadline's over, I think Jeremy Lin gets traded. They want to dump his salary.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
But he's been playing lights out, which so maybe they do hold on to him. But I think he could be added to a championship roster and be pretty clutch.
come in there and score 9 points a game.
That's
10
all he
points
needs to
a game.
do. All he needs to do.
Dude,
That's what he's been doing on the Hawks.
Shane Battier did that with Miami.
Yeah.
And then they even had Richard Jefferson came in and just strictly got rebounds on that Golden
Gary
State.
Payton with the Bulls.
Yeah,
Or not the Bulls, the Heat.
Yeah, they just came in and just put in work. And hey, Jeremy Lin has to be that guy.
You just have to have somebody who leads the bench. It's like
Yep.
what Patty was before losing Tony.
Dwayne Wade was leading the bench, in
Yeah.
Cleveland for those 30 games he played,
Yeah.
and then they shipped him back home.
Yeah. You need a good a guy who keeps the chemistry on the bench high. You know?
So with trade deadline coming up, does Kemba stay in Charlotte?
I don't know.
Where is Kemba going?
I think Kemba tests free agency. I don't think he gets traded.
Okay.
If not, he's 29, 30.
Yeah.
I'd assume he's 30.
Yeah, he started like when we were in 7th grade.
Yeah, weird.
8th grade.
I don't know where he goes. If he goes to the fucking West,
Assign him somewhere. Where would you put him?
Assign him somewhere.
No, don't even think about the money. Just where would you put him for the best case scenario?
Well, for the best case scenario, you throw him in the West, but yeah.
Oh, the non-crowded West.
Yes, just what they need.
Just what they need. Another star. Kemba is an all-star.
Can Kemba play the 2?
No, not really. I mean, I bet you obviously he could, but I would have put him at my 1.
I'd put him on
Denver.
That's what I was thinking.
Denver,
but I don't know if they could afford him.
Well, yeah, just no money though.
No money though. Denver. Put him on Denver.
Denver, that would be crazy.
Because who's the one? Is it Gary Harris?
Yeah, and then I don't think Grayson Allen has. Grayson Allen's like the 3.
He doesn't get much.
Grayson Allen's on the Jazz.
Either.
What am I saying?
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't get many minutes on the Jazz.
L.A.
Regardless.
You can go to the Clippers.
Fuck. Oh.
Clippers. I know. Sometimes people forget. There's another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe should have moved in Seattle. Or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody would care.
Yeah.
I would pick Denver. I'd pick Denver, and I'd be really scared of that team.
Oh yeah, because they're already scared. They're the number 1 team in the whole NBA, or is Toronto have a better record?
No. Oh no. Well, Toronto and the Bucks they're the best in the West.
Yeah. East. They're the best in the East.
Yeah. No. West.
Denver is. I mean,
Yeah.
I always talk about Toronto and Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I mean, dude, the records aren't too crazy different. You know,
No,
the top heavy weighs out with the West's balancedness.
Yeah, I agree. And to go off of Denver,
Yeah.
I think people need to start respecting Nick.
People will just never. This is one of those teams.
I'm telling you, it's the time of the big man. They're coming back.
People aren't gonna respect Denver for the same reason they won't respect just small market teams. You know, it's just like when Seattle first started getting good. It's a West Coast team,
right?
You know, I'm talking Seattle,
right?
You know, the Seahawks, and it's just like when it's a West Coast team, everyone's just like they're finding an excuse.
Yeah.
And with Denver, it's I don't know how much I trust him.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, they're obviously 29-13.
But it's like, and I don't think they've had like such a great potential wise. Like, I'm not saying he's the same as Melo, but this is like can you name anybody between when Melo left and what's happening right now that was like a huge player?
Man, I could not really give you a name.
Right.
I mean, AI was on the end of his career.
Right. But that was
Kenyon Martin. He wasn't like a franchise player, but
that's what I'm saying. This franchise player, I think Nikola Jokic he's a point guard trapped in center spot, which is what's so fun
Michael
about him.
Porter coming
Right off the back injury.
That's gonna be crazy.
Bellevue, great.
No, not Bellevue. He's from. God, I'm gonna fucking
Glacier. Is he from
no,
Glacier Peak?
no. He's from a Metro team. It's Freddie Brown played there. I only know that because he went to look up. It's a Patriot. It's like a Patriot team.
Isn't
look it up real quick.
Isn't Michael Porter's brother in this next draft?
Yeah.
Jonte?
Yeah, but look up his high school.
He went to.
It's gonna piss me off as soon as I remember his name too. The high school.
University of Missouri, and then.
It's gonna irk me so much.
It was Bellevue.
No, it's not Bellevue.
It was Nathan Hale.
Nathan Hale. I knew it. I was like, even you're sitting there.
I know,
like half the name.
That's what I remember. I was like, oh, I went to my school.
Nathan Hale. That was a great. They
have a good team.
They have a lot of good teams most of the time.
Yeah,
they haven't been good since then though. I don't think.
Yeah.
Seattle has a lot of good teams. My cousin Breland played for Seattle Prep. Dude, he was telling me there's a lot of, it was just super cool and interesting to hear him talk about all those basketball teams over there because it's crazy down in Seattle how
Yeah.
crazy they get. You
Well,
know? We need a basketball team.
where did Michael go? He went
He went to UW and now he's in Montana
Well, no,
State.
I mean he went to O'Day, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to O'Day.
Yeah, great. We just have a lot of basketball. We have, we're starting to get more of these young star players. You got Zach Levine coming from here. Both the Porters, played at Nathan Hale.
And then we had, if we're going by Seattle, we had Zach Levine.
Yep.
We had who else? Jamal Crawford.
Yeah.
Who else is from Isaiah
Porters,
Thomas from UW?
IT,
Um,
Tacoma born and raised.
I don't really know.
Brock Carter,
YMCA great.
elite defender.
Elite defender.
Pull up
Game probably, 70 out of 100.
his pull up Hezi Jimbo fucking.
He came from Marysville Getchell.
Yeah, he did.
Brock Carter, everyone look him up.
Look him up.
Very great player.
He should have some tape on YouTube.
He's actually up at a combine in Hawaii.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
is. He's at the Pro Bowl.
He's at the he's at the Pro Bowl.
There's a little callback to the
Those of
NFL.
you
We're
guys
pretty
who
smart.
don't know who Brock Carter is, he's a friend of ours, and we're just joking around.
I'm not.
Shout out to Brock.
Shout out Brock. Also shout out Dom's grandpa. Know you're listening.
Yeah, thanks, Grandpa, for listening. But I look at the NBA this year, and I look at the Spurs, and I'm really excited to see where they're going with all the picks they have.
I just want to you're ready to get into the Spurs?
Yeah, I'm ready.
A lot to talk about.
Yeah. What is it with the Spurs this year that you're excited for? Because I know you're a Spurs fan. Me and Nate, both of us go pretty far back when it comes to the Spurs. So what are you excited for? Because I'm excited to see.
I'm excited.
Aldridge. I'm a huge Aldridge guy this year.
I'm excited for youth. I think most importantly, you've got some pretty great players on the team that are pretty young. You know, you've got Derek White. You've got Bryn Forbes going into his third year. Lonnie Walker picked last year. You've got who else am I thinking about?
Young guys.
Jakob Poeltl.
Very great.
Who we received from the trade.
Very
great pickup. He was first round, like a mid pick, and
people are hating.
I think if anyone can teach him some fundamentals, it's going to be
Greg Popovich.
It's going to be Greg Popovich. So I'm excited for him. I hope he steps into a role that's, if Powell can teach him anything before we boot him, because I hate Powell. I don't hate Powell. I hate his contract. Nobody deserves that much money.
I know, he's a cool guy, but then you're like,
guy
oh my
who
God,
also screams when he goes up for a layup at 7 foot tall. I'm excited about LaMarcus. I want to issue a public apology to LaMarcus Aldridge.
This is big.
A couple years ago when he got that contract extension, I was like, "What?
He doesn't even want to be here.
He doesn't even want to be here. Get him off the fucking team." I issue an apology to you, LaMarcus, because since last season when you dropped like 51 on the Pacers in that one of those final games of the season, you actually became my biological father.
Wow.
And I want, to just extend my love and my, I think
you're a clown, dude.
I think he's incredible. At 33 years old,
yeah.
I think he's still got a ton of time left at his position. And show me somebody who's got a wetter fucking
fadeaway jumper than
oh
that guy
my
right
God, dude. It's seriously so good. You can't stop it. Turn to the left, turn to the right. You can't stop it.
And it could be the first quarter, the fourth quarter, overtime. He's going to make the shot.
I'm also excited about who, before he came to the Spurs, was one of my favorite players in the league, DeMar DeRozan.
Yes, love his game.
It was 4 a.m. That summer day when I got the notification on my phone that the trade went through. I think it was the best opportunity you could get with trading Kawhi, who didn't want to be here and was willing to just hold out until he became a free agent and go sign with whatever team he wanted.
Yeah,
we get Jakob Poeltl and DeMar DeRozan. I love the trade. It was the best we can get. And
it really was.
And we've really extended out to like DeMar as a culture. You can tell he loves to be there because and that's important to him because he was kicked out of a place he wanted to be forever.
Yeah, he even
you can
said
see
that.
when they came back to Toronto, they love him.
Yeah,
they knew that this was it had to happen, and that's what is so upsetting. And being removed from your friends with being BFFs with Kyle Lowry,
he was bros.
Yeah.
He got to go come to San Antonio, be bros with Rudy Gay though. They're bros.
That's right.
Big bros.
That small little stint that Rudy Gay was with the Raptors.
Yeah.
I think there's so much to look.
They play in the
to.
Drew League together too.
Yeah,
on the same.
That's
team.
right. Earlier this
Yeah.
before that preseason
They were
started.
broing out before the season started.
Yeah.
You know,
and Pop was able to, really talk to him with the
yeah, he was.
Olympic team
Yeah.
when they were practicing
Right
or whatever
before.
in the summertime. Right when the trade happened, But I think we really need to talk about my boy, 29th pick in the 2017 NBA draft, Mr. Derek White.
Derek White. He's tearing it up this year.
He was inactive those first 9 games of the season. And so I was like, I'm missing this guy because I was really excited for him coming out of Colorado. To begin with, I was like, why the fuck do we need another point guard? What the hell is going on?
Yep.
We have DeJounte Murray, who's one of the best defensive point
shame
guards
he's
in
injured.
the league. It is a damn shame, and I couldn't imagine.
The league is lucky.
I couldn't imagine how good our team would be if he was still
The
here.
league is lucky.
The league is very lucky.
I'd like to issue a public apology to Davis Bertans.
Thank you.
I was a big hater of the guy, and he's made some big clutch threes this year.
He's
just a great player. He's just a great player, and
he knows his role.
He does know his role, and it's really cool.
Role.
And it's just a Spurs thing to see. And I look at the rookie class last year that the teams that were drafted, and I look at Lonnie Walker being a very good pick for San Antonio because I look at his tape and all of that, and it was very good.
I don't want to get too overhyped about anything, but he's shooting at 500. He's 1 for 2.
1 for 2 in the league.
Sunk that 3 in the 5 minutes. He's only played 5 minutes of professional basketball. He's been playing in the G League, which we know is
for the Austin Spurs, right?
For the Austin Spurs, which we know is good. Pop loves doing that because he, you don't just get your roster spot.
On the
you got to
Spurs.
earn your roster spot. We saw this with Derek White. He won the G League MVP.
He played there for 2 years.
Yeah, and
Forbes was on the summer league team both years.
And so if we go to Derek White's last, let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. We've got 10 points, 12 points, 22, 19,
Lonnie Walker's
19.
stats?
No, these Derek White's in professional, 17, 12, 23, and he's great defensive.
Wasn't one of those against the Warriors?
Let's see.
I don't think it was.
We've got Denver. We've got
Denver,
Clippers.
number 1 team. Clippers, 6.
Boston, Toronto. He
Dude,
put up 19 against
these are
Toronto.
good teams.
These are solid teams. Memphis.
Great defensive team against the
Detroit.
Spurs only.
He's been playing incredible, and I think he's moving really well into the position of 1. I think when it's gonna be hard when DeJounte comes back, but I think Derek can be our Patty Mills. He can be our Manu Ginobili. He can lead that bench team. I think it's gonna be super important.
Will anyone light that stadium up as much as Manu did?
Nobody will.
Nobody
will light up Moda Center either.
Dude, last year when he hit that game winner against Boston in San Antonio.
Yes. Or when he blocked James Harden.
Oh, my God. He humbled James Harden.
A 40-year-old man humbled the future MVP.
He did humble him.
Yes.
He humbled.
And that's the magic of Greg Popovich.
He humbled the bat.
He humbled the bat. He should have been there to humble that pigeon a couple
I know.
that week ago
he was
or whatever.
there.
On another note, I think we'd both like to issue a public apology to the shooting guard, Bryn Forbes.
Brent Forbes.
Bryn Forbes is...
I have to kind of disagree. I kind of was feeling him. I felt it.
Okay.
Only because Darian told me. Darian kind of put me on a little early.
If you want me to go, I
think he beat me in 2K with him a couple times.
I see a 24-point game, 22, 15, 13,
Not
10,
to this
15,
extent, though.
20. So, he's exactly what we needed.
Mm-hmm.
He backs up DeMar at the shooting guard position. And that's why I'm so excited. Between the 1 and 2 position, so young. We've got Lonnie Walker behind him at shooting guard.
It's so cool to see.
It is so
as a Spurs fan, NBA fan,
and I would love to get. I want to target some sort of small forward. If we can find somebody who can play between the 5 and the 4
offensively,
not
defensively, because Rudy Gay is pretty defensive.
Rudy Gay is great.
Yeah,
but
I love Rudy Gay.
I love you know me. I love having young teams.
Yeah.
That's what I do every time when I like to do my shit in 2K.
Yeah.
But Greg knows what to do when
Yeah.
it comes to that kind of stuff.
He's gonna handle it.
I just want somebody to, start, raising somebody so they can be great. That's why I'm excited about Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah.
Because
he's young.
He's so young. He's 22, 23. And it's not like it's the NFL where you're like already starting to go, yeesh.
24, you're like, okay, dude,
Oh,
are you
man.
planning retirement?
Yeah.
That 24? What?
Yeah. So I think
Even 30. Like,
yeah.
how old is LeBron? 33? And he just got what?
I think he's like 30. Yeah, but so many big players right now are 33.
And you're like,
Marcus is 33.
And you're like, okay, he's still playing. LeBron's super old.
He's
And
got
he,
a ton.
not super old.
No,
I'm not saying he's old, but you know what I mean.
They've got so much time
Yeah.
left, barring injury. So there's so much. It was looking pretty bleak. Let's be honest.
For San Antonio?
When we were going through the Kawhi drama.
Oh, it was pretty sad.
We were in control by his uncle.
Uncle
getting
Dennis.
humbled by an uncle.
Uncle Dennis.
Kawhi. Uncle Dennis.
He, for those of you who don't know, Uncle Dennis was Kawhi's uncle. That kind of controlled what Kawhi said. Kawhi wasn't a media type of guy, and he kind of just,
just kind of everything that Kawhi did ran through either Kawhi's sister on Instagram or Uncle Dennis.
I followed her account.
Is it like Kawhi Leonard fan page or whatever?
Yeah, it was like Kawhi Elite or something.
Yeah, so
and people would just go on there and just argue. I'm like, dude, leave her alone.
Do you want to talk about that? Because we can, I got really hurt by Kawhi because he was my favorite. He was my guy.
I still respect the hell out of the guy, but not as much.
And it
stings.
Hurts, but he's fucking tearing it up.
He's doing really good in Toronto, dude.
And for a while, I've kind of, same with Danny Green. They've had. It seems like the medical office. There's something weird.
They need a better strength coach there.
Because
People
Danny
getting hurt.
Green came to Toronto and they were like, "You're playing with a torn groin." I don't know if you knew this, and he's like, "No."
What?
Right. And Tony said, this is more on Tony. This just came out recently.
Tony was like, yeah, I also.
Well, Tony was like, I came back into the game way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
And so the coaches, I think, told him that he should be out 8 to 10 months, and he came back earlier than that. So I think that one's on Tony. But
still, they should be like,
everything that happened with Kawhi, and we've got that situation with Danny Green, I got to wonder what's going on in the medical offices of the Spurs.
It could be a little different. It could be a little sketchy.
It's interesting.
They're not really regulated like the players are.
No, so I feel like that's something I would want to go into more.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's any huge issue. Obviously, we haven't had any other player go through something crazy like that. But when Danny Green got checked out by Toronto and they're like, "Hey, man, what is this?" and he didn't know, that's where I was like, oh, maybe there's a lot more. And, of course, there's a lot more to the Kawhi situation that we don't even know.
Yeah.
But, like seeing your ex with, in a good life.
Yeah, you wish him well.
It hurts, but you're happy for him. I'm happy for Kawhi, and he does look really good in a Toronto
It
Raptors
weirdly looks
jersey.
not as good as it did in San Antonio, but almost a close second.
Almost as good as black and white and camo. Can we talk about how we need
Are you done with the camo jerseys?
I've been done with the camo jerseys.
I like the message behind them.
Yes, because San Antonio is an Army town, man.
Yeah.
You got a lot of Army brats here.
Yeah, but then
how many different jerseys do teams have?
Can we get a Fiesta jersey?
Can we get a Fiesta jersey?
Oh my God, man!
It's just not. But
ridiculous.
It's not in the culture of the Spurs. I hate that.
I don't know.
Want a Fiesta
Miami
jersey.
stole it. Brooklyn stole it. Brooklyn has those Fiesta looking ones.
Miami did not steal it. That's Vice. That's Miami.
Well, I know,
that's ingrained.
That's ours. Like, our throwbacks were those colors.
All these city jerseys. I'm going to get a Timberwolves jersey, whoever it is.
Our orange jersey wasn't the greatest either. Like, it's cool.
I like it better than the other camo jersey.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just like,
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I want,
it's like
and
when
even
Green
do
Bay
a
got a
throwback
new,
when that jersey that LeBron's wearing, that kind of Gervin-esque
Yes.
Spurs jersey. Give us that as a throwback. I
Yeah.
don't care. It's just the text a little different, I
remember when they switched the logo and I was like, I don't like it. Now I'm already used to it. Like I don't even think about
I
it.
barely even noticed,
Yeah.
right? When the switch between the Adidas and Nike.
Because they like made the spur like more in the logo than it's like it's.
I think it's one of my favorite parts about the NBA is
constant changing.
It's constant change in jerseys. Everybody gets like 5 or 6,
It's
all
super
these
cool.
different jerseys. I love the earned jerseys this year.
That's a cool concept.
Even though, it is. They
better than Color Rush.
Yeah, and oh God.
There's
some good things about
is.
Color Rush, but I think the NBA is leaps and bounds ahead of the NFL when it comes to jerseys.
I have a Color Rush, so I can't really say much, but
yeah, but your Color Rush is beautiful.
it is pretty cool. It's
who doesn't love purple and gold?
Yeah,
like
it's fucking dope. It just feels weird like wearing it around here because I know
why?
everyone
'Cause
knows.
you're already a fish out of water.
Huh?
Because you're a fish out of water.
Like more, yeah. It's like because purple and gold and Pullman is like.
Oh, true. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in enemy territory when you're wearing.
So everyone's
colors.
like, they know it's Baltimore. Like
Yeah.
dudes do, but like older people and like girls are like.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
Chill. It's.
He's an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
Donald Trump said so. Shut up. He's our president. You can't say anything about that.
I can't believe he said that. Like they got him to say it.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not a Trump guy, but
because it's true
at all. But it's just. I mean, he was spitting truth.
At least he told the truth one time.
He did tell the truth.
Other times,
the one time Donald Trump has
know.
told the truth is when he said Joe Flacco is an elite
Easy,
quarterback.
bro.
You heard it here first.
You're gonna lose listeners with that. You need to chill. We take it back.
Yeah, this ain't a politics show. This is all sports.
We're indifferent.
So to kind of like end the show, I wanted to talk one more thing about the rookies that are playing right now.
Yeah.
Who do you put as number one? Because there's a lot of debate going on. There's Luka,
Right.
DeAndre, Trey,
I think
Mo, Bamba.
Let's start on that. How about I'm here to
Give me your take on
I'm
Mo
here to
Bamba.
give a hot take. I'm gonna adjust
Okay.
my seat. I don't think Mo Bamba's ever going to. I don't think he's ever going to be better than the song.
Wow.
That song is everywhere.
The new hit song. You're predicting Mo Bamba will not be bigger than the song.
Bigger than Mo Bamba by Sheck West. Yes.
You think he'll tie it?
I think he could damn well get close, but I don't think he'll ever be bigger
It's
than it.
that song is
It's
everywhere.
in every club.
It's in
every dorm room. It's in every white boy Snapchat. Do you want to listen to Mo Bamba or Sicko Mode? But he's a fine player.
Yeah.
I think centers, you always have to give centers some time unless they're that physically gifted. He needs some time to put some weight on, get some even more muscle than he already has.
Like Joel Embiid was like skinny 3 years prior to the league.
Look at Giannis. He's not a center, but
yeah,
dude,
that guy's jacked.
he
now.
is jacked.
First year he was really skinny.
Future MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Who's in the running this year?
It's Giannis, Kawhi,
I think Giannis should win it.
Steph.
I think Giannis should win it. Kawhi has a really good team around him, but he's a fantastic player.
He also has been missing some games.
Yeah.
Just because of health concerns. Going back to the rookies.
He's gonna come back.
He's gonna be so good. He's not coming back. Are you saying he's coming back to Spurs?
He's coming back.
You're lying. Stop talking trash on this podcast. I'll give Rookie of the Year to Luka. Like everybody else.
It's hard to pick against the guy because he's playing very great right
his
now.
Step back three is wet. The definition of wet. He's played 42 games this season. But I feel like I'm tired of people shitting on DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
He's played all games this
Really
season.
underrated.
He's
weirdly
he's shooting
the number one
he's
pick.
Shooting a 59. That's pretty damn good, regardless of him going up. Getting those layups and stuff like that, dunks. He's averaging 16.6 points a game. He's got 10 rebounds, 2 assists. That's pretty damn good for a first-year center on a team that isn't that great, but it's got a lot of youth.
Did the Suns get the 25% pick? Did they have the highest?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes. Of course they did.
That's pretty cool. I mean,
yeah. And
that would suck if they don't get it, though.
And they can damn well do it again.
They could do it again.
The Suns are sitting at 11-33 right now. The only people behind them are the Bulls, the Knicks, and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
And even then, the second pick, what, you're 11th?
You're 11%, I think. You're tanking for Zion.
Damn.
You're tanking for Zion. RJ Barrett. You're tanking for who's the other guy on Duke?
There's
He
a
just
lot
made
of guys on Duke.
he made the that
Sadly, both Tar
3-pointer
Heels.
at the Duke FSU game.
Yeah.
He won the game. 3 people.
Tired of
Fucking
the
insane.
reign of Duke.
Well, that sucks. I mean, at least we're close to at least one
Gonzaga.
good team. Go Zags.
Go Zags.
I think
So you got Luka as your
I'll
rookie
take
of the year.
Luka, and close second, I'll put DeAndre because I think he's pretty good.
I think I would flip those.
You
I
think
want.
DeAndre?
I
will take
really
it?
want DeAndre Ayton to win it.
I do too because I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a
But
very
I think
good.
Luka's great too.
Yes. I know. I kind of hate on Luka just because he's everywhere, but he's a very great player. DeAndre Ayton is tearing it up as one of the true fives of the league.
True, and I love
Not a
that.
lot of that.
You and
anymore.
I love the true five
Yeah.
position.
I mean, who would you say is a true five in the league right now?
I'd give it to
Guy in Denver.
Nikola Jokic, who's
Yep.
one of the best players in the league right now.
Al Horford. No, Horford's like a
No.
4.
Horford's like a 4 or 5.
Marc Gasol.
Marcus Gasol is a great 5.
Steven Adams is a 5.
I love that guy. Hate that he's on that team, but love that guy. I just love centers.
Yeah, I don't know who else is a true 5 though. Everyone else is kind of high. Oh, JaVale is a 5.
Jason Valanciunas.
Yep.
Toronto.
The guy in Portland, he's a 5. White guy.
Vucevic.
Nurkic.
Oh, Nurkic. That's what.
Nurkic.
Yeah, I don't know where Vucevic came from.
I wish I could say another one. There's gotta be one more. I know him. Oh, Drummond in Detroit.
Drummond. Yeah.
Dwight Howard, wherever the hell he's at.
Eating booty.
Comic book boy Howard, skipping practice to go to Comic-Con. Boban in LA.
Boban Marjanovic.
Yep.
Former Spur legend.
Boban. Gobert.
Rudy.
Damn, there's actually quite a bit.
And that's why I'm saying I think it's coming back, dude.
Yeah,
I think we're
it's cool.
really coming back. I think, and next year, Bobo. Get ready for Bobo, dude.
Don Maker. He's on the rise. Don Maker.
How old's Thon? 90?
Don Maker?
Yeah.
He's like
24.
He's like 22.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Look
I'll
up Don Maker's
Thon.
age.
Thou Maker.
Don Maker is young.
Thon Maker was born.
He better not be 20.
Wow, he's 21. Dude.
Yeah, he's young. That's what I'm saying.
Wow. 7'3" wingspan, 7'1" height.
Don't sleep.
Good God.
He
I'm
is
not-
as skinny as this mic stand, though.
Yes, he is. Also, I think people are definitely sleeping on looking at these stats. Jaren Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just
He-
because he's not the biggest flash.
He's not. Yeah, he's on Memphis, who's not a very big team.
Nope.
He's
Michigan
running.
State.
He's running a 13-4-1. You know, he could definitely get the assist up, but 13 points a game, almost 5
As
rebounds.
a rookie with a kind of crowded offense with Marc Gasol and Mike Conley.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
that's really
that's-
good.
You know, that's pretty good. And he's a small forward.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mike Conley and Mark are on the court when he's on the court.
Colin Sexton's pretty good too.
Colin Sexton balling out. Is he injured, though? I don't know if he played against LA.
Let's see.
Yeah, look at his last stats. Nate, can you look that up?
Oh, whoa, that's kind of crazy. No, he's played 44.
He did.
Played
How many points
44.
did he have?
He that game, I don't know. I'm looking at season stats right
Oh,
now.
okay.
But he's averaging 14.6 points a game. You know, he's got
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
I think this rookie class is really good. I think obviously there are some faults here. Not Lonnie Walker because he hasn't played any time, so whatever.
Yeah, well, he's 500.
He's 500. So the second round, there's really not that many. Obviously,
No,
and
no,
you never do
I didn't really-
unless you're dealing with like
Don't
a
know
Kuzma
yet.
situation.
We don't know yet, though.
We don't. Kostas Antetokounmpo, the Giannis's brother, who obviously will need some time, just like him. But I don't think he'll be even close to what
Giannis is
put up.
balling out, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
we've
it's all
got
fun in
nobody.
games until this guy dunks from the 3-point line.
People seem to forget that guy's 23 years old.
Yeah.
He's got so much.
It's
time.
all fun in games, and we all think it's a joke until he dunks from half court.
Yes.
And what do you call it? It's
what-
3 points.
Would it still count?
If you jump from the 3-point line, yeah. If Giannis jumps from the 3-point, it's got to be
Yeah,
three.
but that
Right?
there's no way he's gonna do it. That would
I
have to
don't
be
think
like
it
a
could
world
happen.
record. That would have to be like a high. What's the long
I don't think it
jump
could
world
happen,
record?
but imagine if it did.
I wouldn't be surprised. if
You
it was
wrap up the season.
Giannis. Yeah.
Well, I guess all you gotta do is stand in front of him, but I mean, he'll dunk over you.
But this draft has been good. We have a lot of good players. Trae Young, who's been good too. People like to meme him because he's like kind of ugly and he's got weird hair, but like he's pretty good. And the Hawks, it's gonna take some time, but there's some rebuilding that will be done there.
Will
Absolutely.
this be greater than 03 or 05 draft pick?
Well, how can you know? How can you know this early on?
I don't think any draft class for
I
a
don't think so
long
either.
time is gonna be better than Dwayne Wade, Carmelo,
So
LeBron.
I'm pulling up the mock draft here for 2019.
Okay.
O'Shea Brissett is the guy.
Oh, okay.
The third guy on
Yeah.
Duke. So they've got Cleveland at 1, taking
Okay.
Zion. Phoenix taking Ja Morant, which is point guard.
Okay.
He's from Murray State. He's a 6'3".
I wish I could tell you I've seen tape.
And the only reason I know these guys is because I've been playing a lot of 2K.
Yeah.
And I've been simulating draft. RJ Barrett goes to New
Yep.
York.
Yeah, just do the top 5.
Rui Hachimura, which is from Gonzaga.
Yeah.
He's the Asian guy, which means that Brian Bordenaro, a listener podcast, will become a Chicago Bulls fan.
Because he is looking for a team to like.
He will go wherever Rui goes.
You know,
the Japanese heritage.
Brock Carter's cousin plays for Gonzaga.
Oh, does he really? What position?
Yeah, first chair.
That's our favorite joke.
in the band.
Yeah, clarinet, first chair. Shout out to Brock's cousin.
That is a good joke, man.
My cousin went to Gonzaga. She's a nurse.
Really?
Yeah.
So she basically plays on the team this year.
Well, yeah, she actually healed all those guys.
Nice.
Is
she athletic nurse though? Or
no, she's just a nurse.
Nurse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boston picks Bol projected. Big
Boston.
Pick.
They're gonna have that bet. Oh, do they have
9.
someone's pick?
I think
whose pick do
still
they have?
Brooklyn, don't they?
No.
Don't they still have a Brooklyn pick?
I think they do. Damn,
I don't know if they do.
If they do, that's honestly,
because they have Boston at 9 taking James Culver, and then they have Boston at 13 taking Bol. Dude, let me say this right now.
they cannot get another pick.
Let me say this right now. Wherever Bol goes, a championship will follow. That guy specializes in the 3-point. Let me just say it. Specializes in the 3-point. Dude, why is Boston all over? How many first-round picks does Boston have? Boston's at 22 and 23. We are projected to pick Naz Reid out of LSU. He's a center.
Okay.
He's a center, small forward. I've seen a little bit of him. He's pretty good. I don't know. I think this next year's draft is going to be pretty crazy.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. But it just sucks that the draft is so far away.
Oh, it wasn't O'Shea Brissett. That was wrong. It's Cam Reddish. That's
Cam
the guy
Reddish.
from Duke. And he's projected to go to Orlando.
Dude, yeah, the draft is
there's some crazy kids here, man.
We haven't even started March Madness yet, though.
I know.
Can't wait for March Madness.
We are so far away from everything. I'm so excited.
NFL's just holding on. They're just really trying
NFL's
to...
holding on, but my attention is slowly going more
Yeah,
because
right now,
NBA
after the Ravens got out, obviously I love every team in the, to watch.
Absolutely.
But it's just like you lose a little piece of you when your team's out.
Sure.
But... I'm excited to see what this AFC Championship and NFC Championship is going to bring us because
I think it's going to be an entertaining week.
I really hope it will be, and I'm glad we were able to talk about that today. We actually covered a lot of shit today, to be honest with you.
When did we start this?
We're at 2 hours and 2 minutes currently.
Oh wow,
This is the longest podcast of. So congratulations, Nate.
I just want to say, can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I speak?
Shut up.
I just want to thank all the fans for allowing me to get on this podcast. It's been a long time coming. We've had a lot of trouble with my agent kind of finding a right price to get me on.
Right schedule time for this guy. He's a real hard guy to come by.
Dom's actually, he's going to let me bowl first. I'm going to get my name first for this role.
Bowling. We need to start talking about bowling. Some bowling.
We're going to have to learn about bowling, people.
Yeah. Get some bowling listeners. But, this has been episode 15 of the Weekly Take podcast. So, again, Nate, where can people find you?
People can find me, at school.
School?
Don't look me up on Instagram, it's not there. There's 2
Twitter?
Instagrams that are probably there.
Twitter?
I don't use them. I don't know if you want to follow it. It's the Nate Becker. I don't do anything on it.
Give this guy a follow.
I don't
Everyone,
like social media. I think it's stupid.
all the weekly take followers.
If you want
Go
to follow me
follow
on Reddit, go look for me. I'm not telling you my name.
You have to go find
you
him.
have to go find my
He
name
likes
on Reddit.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah, check
the
me out.
Seahawks.
If anybody wants to come with me to the Michael Bublé concert, I got an extra ticket April 6th, 2018 at the Tacoma Dome. You want to jump in and see Michael Bublé, probably touch him. 4 seats, whatever. Not a big deal. Subtle flex.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. This has been episode 15, and have a great
Wait,
one.
can I do like a song?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got hoes calling on the motherfucking show. It's the podcast. And beats.
All right. Thank you guys so much.